What's up, y'all? Kofi Kingston here, and I would love to have a drink with Wrestling on the Rocks, depending on what that drink is, preferably non-alcoholic, you know?
How's it going? Tell me why you're James.
Soda.
I would love to have a drink with Wrestling on the Rocks.
Maple syrup.
I would never have a drink with Wrestling on the Rocks.
Oh, hello. Hi,
Hello.
drinking buddies. It's Thursday. Hello. And you guys know what time it is. It's Thursday Night Chaser. Because, yeah, with me, your host, Ms. Amanda Jane. Digi's with us again, of course. Duh.
Oh, God.
And we have a special person because you're probably thinking, who the fuck is that underneath these guys? So I'm going to let our guest introduce himself.
There you go.
Hello, everyone. Artemis V. Watley, at your service. Professional wrestler, father, husband. There's really not a lot to me. I'm very simple.
You're very simple. Well, if you ever get signed, don't go Hollywood. I know a couple who have.
Yeah.
So
And you're not allowed to like Will Ospreay.
Oh, God damn. Oh, God. Hold on. Oh, sorry. Sorry. I unfortunately had to see him this weekend, and that just okay. But before we go into like the thick of things, because there's lots to talk about today, because we have special guests too. Let's play a little game of what's in your glass. So, Digi, what are you drinking this evening?
This is Everclear and coffee.
Hold on. My sound is awful. Hold on here. There we go. All right. So, Artemis, what are you drinking?
Patchouli.
Artemis would be drinking his Monster that he brought, but Artemis just realized he left it in the car.
Oh. It's not. It doesn't matter what you're drinking or not drinking. It's who you're drinking it with. Remember that, guys. And it's episode 1, so it's okay. He forgot his mom. You got to forgive him. So that's why we don't go on to episode 2. So you guys know me. I'm just drinking my Coca-Cola because I got here really late. fashionably late as we all are. And yeah, so wow. Well, let's do the birthdays just to get that stuff over with because there's some pretty decent birthdays on here. All right, let me go back here. Hold on. I lost my page. Um First, I don't think I mentioned this last week, but Emmy Sakura. Oh my god, I love her work over at AEW. She had a birthday yesterday. Happy birthday. Someone that I love dearly, and I think Marsh, he's probably a due to Marsh because Marsh is all about being all about him and Santos Escobar. He won't sleep. So Joaquin Wild, happy birthday. If you don't know his other name, that's DJZ. Okay, sorry. I'm a nerd. The late Bruno San Martino would have a birthday this week. One who's still going is Rhino. Happy birthday. Yeah, he's still going. He's still going. I'm wondering because he was friends with Christian and Edge. I'm sorry, Adam Copeland. If he's going to end up in that melee of people, but who knows? Who knows with that? Let's see here. Who else got a birthday? One of my favorite WWE people, The Miz. And you're probably thinking
he's awesome.
No, well, yeah, that too. But no, I mean, it's for me like when I remember when he was on the Real World. And
God.
And he already had this like character, and it was just crazy because who would have thought this dude on a reality show would become a wrestler? And he did not get the fast track to that. He actually had to
kicked out of the locker room for being a dickhead.
Yeah. A lot of people are though dickheads. So all you need to know is just don't be a dick. All right, don't be a dick. Don't do weird things in the locker room, and you're gonna be fine. You'll be fine. So, two other people who sadly are not with us anymore: Eddie Guerrero, and then of course we've got Dusty Rhodes. So
the American Dream, baby.
Yeah, baby. Okay, let's see what I got here. Here's a interesting one that I will. A couple interesting ones. Rikishi, happy birthday. Ricochet, happy birthday. Is Nikolai Volkov alive? But if he's not, if he's not, he would have celebrated a birthday. But I don't know. So that's up in the air. So
I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know either. Ilya Dragunov. Oh, I love Ilya. Love Ilya. Rhea Ripley. Yes, happy birthday, girlfriend.
Mommy.
Yep, mommy. And Taz, which I love Taz. Now I miss them doing what show was it? It was one of the ones that was on YouTube. Because it was like the two of them just didn't give a shit. And they would just like say just like random stuff. It was like almost like Drunk JR. And I kind of like that. And I miss it.
Drunk JR is amazing.
Drunk JR is the best JR. That's all I know. That's all I know with that. And speaking of drunk people, well, no, I don't think he's a drinker, but we all know that he's a snowman. Happy birthday to Tony Khan. I didn't know he was a Libra. Did not know that.
The mark with the playbook.
Yeah, and also he's older than I thought he was.
What is he in his 30s?
No, he's 40. He's going to be 41.
I'm older than him, bitch.
Yeah, I know. I am too. Yeah, but yeah, no, I was like, wow. Okay, all right, dude. So happy birthday. I guess thank you for letting Cole Cabana wrestle yesterday.
Yeah.
Before the show. So that was a nice surprise. I should have worn my Colt Cabana shirt. I had a feeling, but I'm like, Shh, he doesn't wrestle. I've never seen him wrestle with AEW. Come on now. Kidding me? Yep, there it was. So those are our birthdays. Yeah. So if I missed anybody, if I missed anybody, please let me know. But happy birthday to you all.
We'll catch up on those. We do. Where the hell does it's episode 1? I'm like, where did our guest go?
Yeah, our guests vanished. See, we can't have nice things. We can't have guests, because then they're like, fuck this. What did I sign up for?
No, he just found a chair to sit down in so he doesn't have to stand up the whole time.
Oh, you were standing. Oh, yeah. Yeah, I wouldn't stand up either. I wouldn't. But that's just me. So, we had a very interesting week. But honestly, we can talk about that later because we should talk to our guest because that's more important, I think. And by the way, before we do start, friend of the show, Thunder Rosa, why you got a Mission Pro like little Twitter thing going on right now? Usually she cleans her house and listens to us, but Thunder Rosa,
it's true.
Come on now. Seriously. So, oh my goodness. Do we have people in here? Oh my God.
Yes, we do.
Oh, how rude. Willis. I see you.
Yeah. Sorry, we have new number 1 fans now, Willis.
Yeah, sorry. Oh my goodness. And we have a
Artemis is a riddle and an enigma wrapped in a beguiling smile.
Oh, look at that.
I don't know who that is, but I think I do.
Yours truly, Pat Dooley. And then we have a magical brick. Yo, dude. We keep it real. We keep it real. Yeah.
Yeah, man.
Hi, Brick. Hi, Pat.
Oh, right on.
No, no real names. So if I have like someone I don't know, like who has a fake name? Well, just say Colt Cabana. I'm not gonna be like, hey Scott, how's it going? No. No.
That's not cool.
Gotta respect.
Kayfabe.
Gotta respect the house. Oh yes. So Thunder Rosa, yeah.
Girl, you better watch us on the replay.
Yeah, I know. She listens.
Yes. My sister.
Are we not working? I don't know. That's not my job. That's producer man.
No, she was having a thing.
Oh, okay. All right. But Willis, the exciting stuff is happening now with our guest. So I'm going to have you do a little intro to our guest, even though everyone sees our guest,
Well, I need to embarrass him a little first because I promised. And that's when he turned it down. Okay, so I met this young lad a couple years ago, give or take. Friend of a friend of a friend. And, turns out his wife is my sister, basically, So then I got to know him, and it turns out he was working the scene up in the Midwest as Mr. Tyler Gray, who had some, he's got his own little hand gimmick. It was good.
Yeah, that was so stupid. I'm so glad I'm past that stage.
Let's see. His manager was a disgruntled cripple. One of his best friends was a 6'4" black man who would catch him and cause an entire scene.
Big facts.
One
he was only like 5'4".
5'4". Don't you?
The pictures that get taken of him, they're just bad angles. They make him look big. He's really only like 5'4".
I've seen his wife, bro. So he's also friends with a dinosaur. But I saw his work. I got to know him. You know, he's a fellow veteran. He's a good man. And I started doing this show, and I went, we need a guest. I need somebody I can respect that I won't just fuck up horribly. And who will be a lot of fun, because this is the Chaser, the home of the, the path of useless aggression, as it were. And so I went and I made some phone calls. I did some talking. I arranged a play date with the wife. And here we have Artemis V. Watley.
Woo. Oh,
All right.
That's a lot of hand movement.
That's what she said.
I'm a lot.
Well, no, but you know, like if I'm going love it. No, because like if I'm going to like a show, and let's just say I've had too much to drink, that it's almost too much, and then I'm looking at my hand like, what the fuck am I doing? But
I
that's
need
me.
a Drinking Amanda show.
Yeah.
So little fact is I will never do that for a show or anything. That's just a little me thing that I like to do in the back.
Okay. I'm just gonna say damn. But then you can like sell, I don't know, it'd be really weird and contorted, like fingers, like foam fingers that, but never mind. Don't mind me.
He's already been contorted to a table.
Yeah, okay.
Twice.
Oh, twice. Oh.
Twice. Two times.
Yep. I believe the first one was go check on my husband to see if he's killed himself.
No, that was the second one. The first one, she knew I was going. Babe, did you know that I was going through on the? Did I tell you that I was going through a table the first time? I can't even remember.
This is so inside baseball, but it's so funny. Like, he has the best stories, Artemis. Oh God.
The second time I told her I was going through a table, I just omitted the fact that it was over the top rope to the outside.
Well,
Told her dad,
I didn't want
go
her to
check on
panic.
the dumbass and see if he killed himself.
I didn't want her to panic.
I think if it were like light tubes, then I'd panic, you know, because I saw what Nick Gage did to David Arquette. I was there live. I was like, oh yeah, the
Poor
blood.
David Arquette.
Yeah,
You got to give that man some credit for a guy that came in as a joke and then he spent like the next 15 years trying to be legit.
mm-hmm.
Like, that's some passion.
But he should have.
Yeah.
He should have looked up who Nick Gage was.
I mean, hey, thank you, Joe Panther.
Yes, thank you. Here, cheers to you.
Yes, cheers. You can't see her, you can only see me, but hey, thank you.
I'm like Cena. You can't see me.
Yeah, but you're not the greatest of all time yet.
No, I don't. No. But speaking of Cena, and I only have to say this because this was hilarious. So on my flight home from Seattle, there was a lady talking behind me to some guy, and she was all of a sudden I hear, "Oh yeah, John Cena," and he was like, "What about John Cena?" And she goes, "Man," she goes, "Have you seen The Peacemaker?" And I'm sitting there trying not to like laugh or get up and go, "Oh my God, girl. Oh my God. Oh my God." But she was talking about his ass. So see,
I mean,
when you got a good peach, people are they're gonna talk about it when you got a good peach. That's what I'm saying.
Ricky Starks is a very popular ass here.
He has a beautiful ass. Oh, so Artemis, are you I don't want to say an ass man because that's, you know, someone else's thing. But do you have a good peach? Or does your wife? I'm not doing
I don't I'm gonna be totally honest. I don't know how to answer that question.
maybe the missus needs to answer the question. Because or can you answer the question?
I mean, I'm gonna go with the default. Ask his wife.
Yeah, that's what I did too. Mhm.
But see, like I have never looked in the mirror and been like, man, I have a great ass, because I don't look at it.
Well, I will say this: like when you look at Ricky Starks, okay, he knows he has a great ass because of the way he walks. Sometimes I'm like, yeah, you know, you have a great ass. Yeah, whatever, dude. Like whatever.
It's Rick Rude syndrome.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you want to
So
love to join us on my show.
yes.
Ooh, yes.
Yeah, he can hit us up.
Come on,
I was gonna draw attention to something.
Mhm.
So
Hit us up.
I'm seeing FXE on that shirt there, homie. What's FXE?
So FXE is basically where I train at right now. We got some stuff working right now. So shows are coming very soon.
Ooh.
So I apologize ahead of time. Shameless plug here. If you want to keep up with all of that, you need to go follow FXE. You can follow them on Facebook, Twitter. I think they have a
X.
Twitter.
Yep.
X. Yeah, I don't want Elon Musk coming to try to buy our show. And
oh, snap! That's right. X. My bad. That's on me. That's on Artemis.
Yep.
Wrestling on the Rocks cannot be held responsible for things Artemis says.
Thank you.
Nah.
You're not views and opinions of Artemis V. Watley do not represent Wrestling on the Rocks.
Yeah, but you know, if you've ever listened to us, I say a lot. So
oh God.
Yeah, it's okay. I could have probably a lot of wrestlers like sue me.
My wife says it's very nice. Going back to our previous.
Oh,
yeah.
All right. Welcome to the Beach Club.
Let's see. FXC, which you have some good trainers there. Trying to walk away from that ass conversation slowly.
Sorry. Back to FXC.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
FXC, you say?
It's where I get to train at right now, and hands down, this is me completely bragging on them and me personally thinking it. I think it's the greatest place to train in all of America at a bare minimum. Because Digi, you've seen the stuff I've done in the past.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, let's just say that I'm embarrassed to see any of that anymore with what I've learned there.
Wow.
It was a lot.
Is it more like in your character work or like the presentation?
Oh, why are we cutting out?
Uh-oh. Is
It's
it
episode
me?
1. It's fine.
Yeah. Sorry.
FXC has got some peoples. You good?
There we go.
There you go.
Okay. We're good.
I think something just came loose in the back. That's all it was.
All right. I don't know if you, in the technical errors, heard me, but was it something more like character driven, or is it more of like refining your technique, or what was it?
Okay, so I'm assuming what you're asking here is why I went with them in the first place. And the difference is, so back we're in 23 now, so 21. Just recently separated from the military, wasn't really working anywhere, didn't have anywhere to train, and was actually contemplating just stopping forever. Just not going back, not doing it anymore.
Oh, wow.
Because I also felt like I hit a brick wall and I just couldn't like get past it. And so I got really depressed. I started like really doubting everything. And then I get a call from somebody that me and Digi know very closely. One Mr. Dinosaur, one Mortis Thesaurus. And he goes, "Hey man, I got this show I'm booking. I want you on it." And I went, "Okay, this is what I'm going to charge." I'm like, "I love you. You're my friend, but I have to make it pay me. And even at that point, I was still contemplating stopping. If it hadn't been for him calling me and convincing me, like he actually had to convince me to go and work that show.
Oh, wow.
Like it wasn't even really the money thing. I really threw a number out there, and I'd never have told Mortis to this day, and he's probably about to find out because of this, is that I threw the number at him because I was hoping he was going to say he couldn't do it. And he goes, yep, nope, not a problem. And I was like, well, that was my last chance of trying to get out of this, so I'll do it. Don't stop lying.
Right. That's awesome.
But so I worked the show, and it didn't go exactly how I had planned it, right?
Mm-hmm.
I really didn't get any reaction at all. And so when that happened, I went back, but it was one of those things that this crowd had never seen me.
Mhm.
Almost the entire match, I got zero reaction. And then at the end, they finally started biting. And we only went like, I think, 12 minutes. So yeah, it took me 12 minutes almost, but I kind of had a spark. And then I sat down and I talked to my wife and I said, hey, should I give it up? She said no. I searched on Facebook because I was looking for schools in Tennessee, and I had found Joseph Pritchard, I had found Ricky Morton, but those were all way too far away from me. Those were 4 or 5 hour drives just to go and train, and can't afford that.
Yeah.
Found a sponsored post by FXE on Facebook, hit them up, and then I haven't looked back since, because what they taught me there was essentially how to put everything that I already knew and make it cohesive and make it sensible wrestling.
Mm-hmm.
And I basically fell back in love with it because I got to work with some amazing people. One of them's in the chat right now. And I know you said talking about names. It's yours truly, Pat Dooley.
Okay.
He was one of the dudes that I got to train with. Oops, sorry.
No, we say the word fuck here a lot.
Yeah, we do. We cuss.
Okay.
It's okay.
I asked for a list of do's and don'ts a little late, so I don't know the do's and don'ts very well.
No, we don't have any do's and don'ts.
Okay, cool, sweet.
No, technically, okay.
Well, legal do's and don'ts, I understand that.
No, but I have a couple don'ts. Like, don't tell me like Ocean Spray, Will Ospreay, if you don't know, is the GOAT, because I will shoot you down and make you cry. Yeah, he's not that great. He's not that great. Because here's my thing now.
I don't like talking on people who have made it way further than me, because clearly they're doing something right and that I'm not doing.
Well,
like 95% of the time that's the case.
Yeah. But I will say this with him. It's like, okay, dude, if you're the GOAT, how come Masha Slamovich was ranked higher than you on the PWI 500? Tell me that.
I was just going to say because Masha's badass, but
Masha is badass. And actually, she's amazing. Him,
yes.
Not so much. Don't believe the hype. Don't believe it.
She's got like real life heat with him, so.
It's okay as a fan of wrestling.
Mm-hmm.
Me too. Everybody always used to tell me, "Oh, Will Ospreay, so great, so great, so great," and I'm like, "It's cool what he can do. I've seen some of the cool stuff he does, right? Like, hell, I couldn't do some of the stuff he does.
Mm-hmm.
Hell, I couldn't probably do a quarter of what he does. He's very athletic and has some very flashy stuff, but that's also not my style either when it comes to wrestling. As a fan, that wasn't really my cup of tea, so he never really intrigued me."
Not mine either. No. And actually now, when he went heavyweight, because he's now a lot bigger, he can't even do half the stuff he used to do. But he's still like one big concussion away from him, and Sammy Guevara are the two that are one concussion away from they probably can't do this anymore.
Yeah.
Yeah. And that's sad. That's really sad because you want to think of longevity. Like Darby Allin, I don't think Darby's gonna give him like a couple more years and that's it. Either he's gonna die doing something in the ring, or it's gonna get to the point where
I love me some Darby Allin too. Like I really do. I think he is awesome. I'm so happy for that because when I first saw him, I'm like, this guy's cool. I like this. And then to see him get all of that and what he's built on it, it's like, that's awesome. But at the same time, I watch him and I go, Jeff Hardy, Matt Hardy. Like I think about all the dudes who, Tommy Dreamer. I mean, he never did like super high flying stuff, but still look at all the hardcore stuff he's done. Like I see these guys who have that kind of style and it's like, I love it, but you also see it down the road and it's like, I don't ever want to see somebody like that,
Yeah.
But hey, who am I to talk on their behalf? Because Jeff and Matt are still doing it, and it's like, sure, Matt doesn't walk normal anymore, but hey, if he loves it, he loves it. And that's all that matters,
Yeah.
I will never dog anybody on that. But for me personally, as a wrestler, because that's the style that inspired me to even get into wrestling in the first place. And then I started wrestling and I'm like, I cannot do that style. I won't last.
Yeah.
Now, some people are built different, clearly. But yeah, Darby's one of those dudes. I see him doing stuff that I'm like, I've never seen before. And it's like, why did we do that?
Yeah.
Like the first time I saw him do the coffin drop onto the ring apron and he missed it. And I was just like, my spine hurt watching that.
Whoa.
Yeah.
And like, especially knowing what I know now, actually being a wrestler, like I see some of the stuff that these guys do and I'm like, man, I hope you're getting paid real good money and you probably are to do these stunts because that's one thing my head trainer, I'm going to use just a little bit of a nickname here, AJ. That's how he's always introduced himself on the show, AJ Gallant. And he basically said, he's like, when you get paid enough money, some stunts don't seem as stupid anymore. And the thing is, that's also true.
Yeah.
Especially when you have things like, if you get hurt in the match, they pay for the medical and things like that.
Yeah.
Right. So those are also things that, you factor in now too, because it's like, oh, cool. I don't have to pay the medical expense if I get hurt. Let's go balls to the walls out here. Let's give them everything.
Yeah.
And freedom like that helps so much with like what you do and don't do.
Yeah. The first time I met Darby, I had to tell him, I said, sometimes when I watch you, it's very uncomfortable for me. And he's like, why? I said, because I don't want to see like you die. Right. And he just laughed at me. And I'm like, that's not funny. And he's like, we only live once. So if I die in the ring, I die in the ring. He said, I gotta live it up. And I go, okay. All right.
Okay.
Yeah. All right. Okay. I mean, I personally don't want to see that. I don't think I ever want to see anybody die in the ring. Even people I can't stand. Yeah. I don't want to see that because,
Yeah,
I've been there
nobody wants to see that.
I've been there with
2 wrestlers a year.
Yeah. I've been there for 2 horrific accidents that happened not that far away from me. I was this year when Dante Martin, when his knee just and kind of was sticking out. That
legs weren't supposed to bend that way, son.
they're not supposed to bend that way. And then when Hiromu Takahashi and Dragon Lee were at this event, the New Japan event in San Francisco, and this is what put Hiromu on the shelf. Basically, this Dragon Lee did a very unsafe move. Hiromu was on the ground. He was not moving. And he literally was like maybe 20 feet from me. And it was very disturbing because the guy was just knocked out. And I'm like, oh my God, he killed him. Like, I'm like, I don't know what to do. Do I look away? And it was bad. And I thought to myself, I don't even know if, well, then he came through. But I'm like sitting there, I don't even know if I saw a death, what I would do. But
yeah,
knock on wood.
Yeah, let's not see that.
Yeah, let's not.
That's why good trainers will tell you don't do anything stupid, because that's one and done. You got a family to think about. You have a life.
Oh yeah, no. He's also reiterated that.
Yeah,
the conversation I'm talking about is we were just shooting the shit one night, and we were talking about stuff like that and the crazy stunts and everything. And he goes, when you get paid that kind of money and you don't really have to worry about anything, he's like, more inclined to do some crazy stuff. He's like, yeah, but still at the end of the day, you shouldn't do stupid stuff intentionally. Like he's not an avid fan of like hardcore matches either, because he's like, I don't like them. They take years off your life, things like that. So, he's a wealth of knowledge, and it's been awesome to be able to learn under him and Tom as well. I fanboyed a little bit on that one because I grew up on Impact, and I remember Bram, and I actually really liked Bram. I thought Bram was just that guy, and then to find out that, oh snap, I get to learn from him. It was kind of hard to like be a professional when I first saw him, because I'm over there and I'm in the corner and I'm like, that's Tom, that's Bram from Impact. This is so cool. Holy crap. And then he talked to me and I'm like, yeah. I didn't know what to say.
Thank you, sir. May I have another?
But man, when he talks to you though, that accent of his, man, fucking old Tom Latimer, the way the way it draws out, man, that accent.
Yep.
Pat's over there having flashbacks.
I tell you, you know what? It's
he taught us about rickets.
Oh yeah, he taught us about rickets. Golly, man. Speaking on rickets, that's another indie wrestler out here who I really like. He's going by Yeah Buddy LG3. I'm not going to say the actual name because I can't remember off the top of my head if he's just going LG3 or if he's using his actual name. So I'm just going to leave that out just in case he's not. So, Yeah Buddy LG3, you'll still find him. That boy, every day, somebody do something. Listen here, you Ricketts. As soon as we learned about Ricketts, Mr. Yeah Buddy was just yelling Ricketts left and right about everything every day. He actually cut a promo once, and I think he based an entire pay-per-view on the word Ricketts. Just cutting a promo for fun.
Wow.
That's a lot.
He's a different character, man. He really is. Golly, man. That's another thing that made me really fall back in love with it too at FXE is, like I said, all the people I got to work with.
Oh,
that's right. No, Pat was running it that night. He based the entire pay-per-view around Ricketts, and then Lionel sat there and managed to cut, what was it, like a 40-second or a minute promo And I think he used the word rickets at least 13 times, though. At least 13. But it was all cohesive. It wasn't like it was awkward. It was just, it seemed like it was just in the right place every single time.
Wow.
That's impressive.
Yeah.
How do you cut a promo with the word rickets?
Yeah.
Oh,
And
man.
using it 13 times. Yeah.
And that's just his thing. The boy, he can talk, man. I would love to be able to do a promo segment with him, because me and him work very similar promo styles where we like less scripted and more off the cuff, just off the top of the head, because we get to be more natural with it. And I feel like me and him could just talk circles on each other for like 15 minutes and keep people entertained. I think that'd be pretty fun.
That's awesome. That's awesome. I want to say, like, to wrestlers, this is just a inside little tip, because I know a lot of people, men and women, who have said this before. If you have an accent, 9 times out of 10, people will like you. So, like, I have friends of mine who love Australian wrestlers because of the accent. I'm like, but
fucking Grado.
Oh, Grado. Grado, it's more like, what the fuck did you say? Oh my God, I love Grado. I mean, don't get me wrong, but yeah, when you have some of these accents, and it's like, okay, like when like Zack Sabre Jr. speaks, right? There's something about that. Like
Rockstar Spud,
you know. And then I see Marty Skrull, who's like Eliza Doolittle with his little, accent. And I'm like, okay, dudes. Okay. Because they're best friends, but still, it's like, okay. And then when I hear the two of them talk, like I've been in a conversation with the two of them. Yeah, I'm like, Marty, your voice is just kind of grating my ear. But yeah, adopt an accent. It doesn't have to be real. If you get really good at it, yeah, people like accents.
Yeah, the way I talk in character is not at all how I talk in like this setting. My inflection changes completely, and I almost don't sound like me.
Oh wow!
I've gamed with him. It's true.
Yeah, he's seen me when I do like role play, and I really get into my characters. Like everything about me changes.
Oh wow!
The way I act, my attitude, everything. Like I've genuinely had people, because one of the promotions that I used to work out in the Midwest, they ran a show like almost in my backyard. I mean, I literally drove like 3 minutes and I was at the venue.
Oh, wow.
Like from my house to venue, like 3 minutes. And I had some people who recognized me, and then others who, like, they came up, got pictures, autograph, whatever, who saw me literally like an hour later, who didn't recognize me because I took the face paint off and I was walking around differently, was talking differently, and they didn't even recognize me.
See that?
And so, funny. Yeah, when you say adopt an accent, like, do one that's believable though.
Yeah.
Okay, one that you can uphold. Okay, we don't need a 2008 Kofi Kingston.
No.
Oh God.
What happened to your Jamaican accent?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just, I'm not gonna lie, that
was
one of my
such a
favorite
funny promo.
It was very funny.
Like,
I thought you were Jamaican.
There's so many people. I'm like, what the hell? And then I guess what was the trend for a while? Everyone's from Nigeria.
Oh yep. God, yeah.
Yeah, I'm like, what the hell? I mean, no offense, people.
That was around Black Panther time frame.
Yeah, that was. You're right.
A lot of people were like trying to strike on that popularity.
Yeah,
I don't think it worked for anyone.
Yeah,
no,
not at all. But who does a great accent? Because I know he does not talk. It doesn't sound like that as extreme. Cameron Grimes, Trevor Lee. Like that one, it's like, oh yeah. But then like when you actually have heard him before, you're like, yeah, there's a little bit of it in there, but not, the overly one.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. And then Vince likes the word Nigeria because
Pat, this is why you're my friend.
Pat, this is so true. So true.
Speaking of which, that dude right there, yours truly, Pat Dooley. Can I brag on him for a second? I'm sorry.
You sure can.
By all means,
I'm sorry.
We don't quote that man. We don't quote Philip. That's the other thing we don't do here.
Yeah.
Philip, no.
Well, I can't quote Philip because I don't know who Philip is.
Philip Brooks.
Philip Brooks.
Oh, that one.
Yes.
Yeah. Gotcha.
Yeah. And my thing is like, tell me when I'm telling lies. Dude, everything you say is a fucking lie that comes out of your mouth. So
when you know too much inside baseball, you stop liking him a lot more.
Yeah. But I'm glad that people in the general public are figuring out, boy, that guy's a douche canoe, so.
Yeah, I said it when he first came back to AEW because that's when I was still training in Missouri. And a lot of people were like, oh my God, he's back. He's back. I'm so happy he's back. And I'm like, he lost that flair with me a long, long time ago. And he swore up and down he'd never come back. And then a few years later, he was like, well, never say never. And then now he's back. And I told one of my buddies, I'm like, now is he back because he loves wrestling again? Or is he back because he wants money?
Mm-hmm.
And but to brag on Pat real quick, because I don't want to go down that rabbit hole.
No, don't go down that rabbit hole.
We could go down that rabbit hole for a while, and I don't want to go down that rabbit hole because I don't want to burn bridges I don't have yet.
Well, no, it's okay because
he's already burning them for you. It's fine.
Burning them for you.
Well, that's not good either.
Well, you know what? That's his own fault. He has no one to blame but himself.
Yeah, but Pat, right?
Okay.
Pat is actually one of the dudes who helped come up with my name. He helped hash out a lot of stuff with the character. And most of his hashing out was, dude, just do what you're doing. It's great. It was basically just reassurance. And I loved it because like a lot of times before in the past, I would like try something and people were like, no, ew. And I heard that constantly. Like one time I even got pulled backstage after my match and a promoter goes, man, I just don't get it. Like, are you trying to be like a Mankind or a Mick Foley type deal? Because if you are, you're not executing it very well. And it's like, I'm not trying to be a Mick Foley or a Mankind. I'm not trying to be rest in peace Bray Wyatt. I'm not trying to be an Undertaker, I'm trying to be Artemis V. Watley. Me.
Trying to be me.
And this place and all the people I've gotten to work with helped me realize that me being me, it's way better than anything else I could have done.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
But Pat, man, he's now sitting there and he's on Fight TV with a little known, School of Morton. And I'm sure Pat can answer this a little bit better. He's in chat with you. And I think it's for the 505 Live show.
He's on an ad break.
Oh no, Pat. Okay, we'll have to wait for him to come back, apparently. Yeah, Pat does that sometimes. When he disappears, I get sad. That's my friend.
Well, blame the 2-minute ad break.
I do blame the 2-minute ad break.
Twitch's fault.
It's Twitch's fault.
I feel like if you're on Twitch, even if you're affiliated or partnered, you should be allowed to choose if you have ads run or not.
You do have that capability, but the problem is you can turn that setting off and it just ignores you.
Yeah.
I know. That's why I said that, because I tried it before in the past.
Yep.
And then instead of it getting rid of the ads, everybody was like, why are we having 5 minutes of ads before your stream starts? And I'm like, it wasn't supposed to be there at all.
When you're paying for a tier 3 subscription and you're still getting fucking ads. It's like, come on, man.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah. It's like if you don't have, I always think of it as if you don't have a name or you don't have a big like cult following, then yeah, you're not going to do that.
And
Okay.
we're back.
There we're back. That was more than 2 minutes, by the way, Pat. And not that I was timing it.
Now I'm Mike and Ike's in Cyberpunk 2077. Yes.
Well, the Mike and Ike's are probably about as much as we got in the show budget, so good luck.
But Pat, what you probably missed was me talking about you being with the School of Morton, and I believe it's 505 Live that you are you announcing or commentating? I know, I'm such a great friend. I can't even remember right now. You're going to have to forgive me. I went to training last night. I am running on a total of like 3 hours of sleep today, and I am jacked up and ready to go, man.
Hey Pat, it's my fault.
And you left the monster in the car.
Do you need to go get the monster?
No, I'm good.
You sure?
Yeah, the monster's for the drive home now.
Revolution, which airs every Sunday on Fight. Ooh. All right. So for those of you who might be watching the, okay. Do you want to shout him out? You want to do it? You want to cut up, shout out? Put him over?
Yeah, because we also have audio only, so it will be what are you talking about?
Yeah.
What shot? What? Huh?
Who?
What?
So you can't see this man right here live, but you know where you can see this man live? You can see him live on Fight TV. Even tomorrow, he commentates for Revolution, which airs every other Sunday. Sunday it is. I almost said Saturday. Your boy Artemis doesn't know his days of the week. I'm sorry, folks. And he also does commentary for their AGOGE series every Wednesday. You can figure out what that spells, folks.
Nice.
Sorry, I went a little Artemis promo for just funsies. I'm sorry.
No, that's okay. That's okay.
AGOGE. Okay. Agoji.
I still don't know what that means.
It's all right. Pat's like the second celebrity. The first is Allie, but that's just me.
Yeah, I looked at that, and at first, because like my eyesight is bad, I thought it said like algae. I'm like, who would name their algae? I don't know.
And welcome to Wednesday Night Algae, folks. Today's main event, a Piranha Bowl match.
Shark Boy is your champ.
Yeah.
And just like that.
As long as he's facing Curry, man, I'm okay with it.
We'll have to get him a little midget wrestler named Tadpole. Come out in a little frog suit.
Oh.
Let me just hit up one of the companies out here in Tennessee. They may have somebody who can fill the role.
There you go.
I see their ads all the time, dude. And you know what? Shout out to those dudes because they don't get enough credit for what they do. They're doing the same thing as regular sized people. Okay, that's the best way I can say it. I'm sorry if I offend anybody by saying it.
No. Dude. Fucking he's one of my favorites, dude. Dylan Postal.
Yes.
That dude is a badass.
I'm sorry. I just don't think they get enough credit, man, because everybody looks at him and goes, oh, midget, dwarf, they can't do. No, shut up.
Fuck no.
I'm sorry, dog. One of the most entertaining things I ever saw, and I'm sorry I'm about to talk about WWE real quick, was the freaking WeLC.
Yeah, okay? That was some shit, dude.
Dude, that was entertaining as hell. They're entertainers, and they entertain people. They're doing their job, and they do it well. Give them their flowers.
Yes.
They work 10 times harder than a lot of these jackasses who just walk into a ring one day and think they know what's going on. That's for damn sure.
One day, you guys are going to have to come out to California because there's a promotion. It's Midget Lucha Libre.
That's some of the best.
My
Fucking
God, I'd
amazing.
have to see that.
Yeah,
Not-
it's
not
amazing.
as
Some
a
of the
spectacle,
best.
but
Yes, and it's in this tiny bar. Oh my God, it's amazing. It is amazing.
I-
There's men and women. I can't
I love
say-
lucha, so you know.
I don't know if they have any on. I'll have to look. Or I'll ask
Yeah.
my buddy Roy, friend of the podcast or the show. He would know. But there is one midget who does get a lot of credit out there, Jonathan Gresham.
Well, you have to give him credit, or his wife beats him up.
Well, yeah, I don't understand. I love how he builds himself like he's like 5'7". It's like, bro, you're like 5'1". Like, I'm taller than you. I mean, come on now.
That's like 6 foot swole Big Match Cole. He's about 5'4". But I loved it because the boy would walk around. He was, I'm 6'4", big swole Cole. Like he would just yell whatever came to his mind, but it was always, I'm 6 foot swole. And he was not swole either.
I've got to read this for Pat because I've just got this bug in my ear that won't let it go till I do it. This week on Algae, we slowly take over the side of your house until the HOA gets mad at you. Okay, I feel better. I had to get that out. Did you know a group of Karens is called an HOA?
I like that. Well, I'm stealing that nickname.
Nice.
Yeah.
Oh,
I think
man.
I want to win the lottery now, and I want to now start a promotion called Algae. I think it will
I've
fly.
already got my next dues check. You have to come back and tell us how it goes. Like,
Yeah.
I got to hear the end of the story.
Oh yeah. You know what's funny is
Artemis
like
is
I think I could make Algae one of those companies that maybe Tony Khan might want to buy. He's like everybody yeah. Hold on. Yeah. I just bought a company because there's a library. I bought Algae. Great show. Yeah.
If you start a show and you call it Algae, you give me a ring. I'll come work it just for the fact that you named it that.
Oh yeah. No. No. I would treat my guys well. No. I'm like, may not get first class. I'll tell you this. I won't put you on Spirit.
Okay,
Spirit
I'll take that. I will take that.
You know what? I've talked to people and they're like, fucking, I hate it when they put us on Spirit. And I'm like, just tell them, be a diva. Just tell them, no Spirit Airlines, shit. It doesn't matter. Like, I've had one who told me, I'm not going to name him, but he said, I told the promoter once, I would rather ride Greyhound than take Spirit. And I was like, did he book you a Greyhound ticket? He said, almost. Yeah. That's
some spite. I would rather ride a bus than fly there.
Yeah.
That is some spite.
Yeah. I don't remember what he ended up flying. I think maybe it was Southwest, but still, nonetheless,
Last
Spirit.
time I took a flight, I ended up overseas. No, we're good. We're good, fam. I'll take a bus.
Yeah. I think we'll do the bus.
If you know, you know.
It would be super inclusive and expand out to be LGBT. You got a point there.
Ooh.
I wonder how much it would be to get Effie.
I don't know. I mean,
well, if we change it to LGBT, okay, I'm just gonna say one person once upon a time introduced me to another person who then introduced me to another person. This person was Digi, who introduced me to this other person who we shall not name, who introduced me to one Jamie Senegal.
Oh, yeah.
And then that person that Digi introduced me to said, it should be Tyler versus Jamie. So if we do this main event, you got to book it now. It's going to be Artemis versus Jamie in a Piranha Bowl match. Come on.
I actually can tell you for a fact, I can make that happen.
Okay, I don't actually want to fight in a bowl of piranhas, people.
Oh, no. It would be like goldfish.
Real. They don't have to be real. They have fake piranhas at the damn Jungle Cruise at like Disneyland, Disney World. It doesn't have to be real. You know?
I think wrestling has learned its lesson about live animals and trying to make that work. They just shit all around the ring.
Well, that dog kennel match.
Yeah, he knew what I was talking about.
No.
Oh, God.
I really think, no, you can make it work with like fake piranha or CGI, you know, whatever. No. It would work. Get those little fish that at the pedicure pieces that eat the dry skin. That just sounds gross. Okay. I would
actually still be afraid to fall in that.
Yeah, because
then I'd realize how much dry skin I have, apparently.
Well, no, or like you don't know what those fish have eaten, because sometimes people's feet. Oh, so you don't know. It's not like they take them out and change the water. You know what I mean? Like I don't think they do. So, sorry.
And you almost hope that those fish aren't air breathers, because I would not want to be anywhere near that water, first foot or not. I wouldn't know.
That would freak me. It already freaks me out. Like I saw somebody had gone to Japan. I don't know which wrestler this was, and they went to one of these places, and I was just like, oh hell no. I gotta remember who it was, and they're like, oh, it's really relaxing. No, it's not. You have little fucking fish eating your feet. It's not relaxing. Oh my God. Like, what if like one of them is like a leech? Sucking my blood out. I mean, I don't know.
If your idea of relaxing is having fish eat your feet, you have bigger problems than just your feet skin.
Yeah, I think so too. Yeah. Ugh.
Hey, what do you guys want to do this weekend? We can go play golf or baseball, watch some wrestling. Hey, you want to go have fish eat our feet? Yeah, that sounds relaxing. That's how I want to spend my Saturday.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah, on the Lord's Day, we get our feet
keep swimming by fish. Keep swimming.
Yes. Mm-hmm. No, now I want somebody to like come to the ring with, on like a throne or something with their feet in a fishbowl. Preferably someone who doesn't wear wrestling boots.
Like has an inflatable trident,
Yeah.
So
it would work with like Jacob Fatu, because he doesn't wear boots. Solo Sokoa.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Clay Huna.
Mm-hmm.
He's a dude that I know in the Midwest, and he would probably actually do something like that. He would probably, if I give him this idea, right?
Mm-hmm.
If I were to just shoot it to him, he'd be like, man, that's dope. And then the next time I see him on any video, he'd be coming out on a throne, feet in a fishbowl, just getting his toes ate.
Yeah. See?
I'm getting my toes licked by a fish.
Yeah. I will say that this show has booked things that people have seen on TV. So I would not be surprised if someone is going to be on a chair or a throne looking thing with their feet in a bowl of fish.
We are like 6 for 6 in booking.
I think we're more than that. Marcia and I had a pretty good track record. We had a track record that was so great that dude who's on Cornette's show would steal our shit.
We don't praise the competition for the belt of useless aggression.
Yeah. So how do we know? I put some fake lie out there one night, and he kind of reported it. I'm like, oh, dude, no. Haha. Yeah. Don't steal from
I'm having a moment here.
Why are you having a moment?
My cat has decided, we were talking about fish, so I needed the fish for her.
Cat.
And now she has taken the wand away.
That would be awful. If you're sitting there, if you're doing it at home, I don't know why you would buy fish to eat your feet for home. I don't know why. But that
is
was
there
horrible.
stores for that?
Okay, here's the serious question though. Even if they have stores for it or not, the real question is, if you let the fish eat the feet, right? They eat the feet as if they were Gail Kim, okay?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
And then you eat the fish. Does that technically make you a cannibal?
Those fish are they're like tiny.
But still, if you eat the fish, does it make you a cannibal?
No, because these are smaller than sardines. So you're
Still.
like,
Yeah. What if you just toss one back? I mean,
no, thank you.
These are things.
But would it technically be cannibalistic? Because technically human is now inside that fish. And you just ate that fish.
Technically, yes. But I don't know. You got to think about their like.
Is this like Steiner math, but with fish?
Maybe.
Listen here. When we have 33 and a 30% chance of fish, and then you add in. Then you add in
chance.
You add in the bowl, there's a 66 and 2/3 chance that those fish eat your feet and you become a cannibal.
Mm-hmm. But you see, then I don't know. See, this is where I'm going with. Okay, does the skin or something come out in their bowel movements?
Ooh, I just had a thought. You could technically have Finn Balor.
Leave that man alone and what is his 27 abs done to you?
Bobby Fish.
Yeah.
I went highbrow. I mean, that is Bobby Fish.
Bobby Fish. I love Bobby Fish.
But Pat's right. Bobby Fish is right there.
Mm-hmm.
Bobby Fish.
Gill.
Let me think of other ones.
Like, this has now become a themed pay-per-view. Who knew this is where we'd end up, after the first hour?
Mm-hmm. They're like, what the hell? Yeah, no.
So is that another one of the matches? Bobby Fish versus Dwayne Gill?
Yeah, that might be.
I think that's your mid-card match.
Mm-hmm. And then the there should be instead of a belt, a trophy that's basically a fish bowl that you can put your feet in with the fish.
Yes.
And
we get the world's largest goldfish.
Yeah. Oh, I don't know about that.
Like how, instead of getting a trophy, like how they do those.
Yeah, I would.
Cat Williams.
So. Yep. Yeah, I think.
No, it's Ernest the Cat Miller.
Yeah.
Oh God.
Yeah, I don't think we can pay Hook money, but yeah.
We could pay him in exposure. That's the word. Exposure.
That's the word. Yeah. Bring that FTW belt. Okay.
Like every good influencer, we can pay you with exposure.
It's like, I don't want to see your junk. Don't expose me.
Some people might want to see his junk. I know a lot of people.
But that's not enough to do
Not
work.
Me.
Who, Bobby Fish or Hook?
Hook.
Oh, well, because I would never want to be 3 steps to Taz.
That's why you start OnlyFans. But
OnlyFins.
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 Mm-hmm. Yep.
So yeah, instead of a trophy, you get a big ass fish bowl with a big goldfish. Mm-hmm. You retain the title as long as the fish stays alive.
Yeah. The women's division would be like Mermaid's Cove or some bullshit like that. So yes, they're all mermaids.
Yes.
And you have to do that. They do.
That sounds like to me. That sounds like a match type right there.
Yeah.
Mermaid's Cove
match. The
only way to win is by drowning your opponent.
Sorry, Pat's just killing me. My God, he removed the filter. Damn him to hell.
Yeah. I swear to
He's
God.
coming out with the fishing rod.
I swear, if all of a sudden there's these like fish things on any of these major things, I don't care if it's
We need to get Scuba Steve.
Yeah.
And you know what his
Steve
finish
Austin.
is going to be?
What is this?
He's going to pull a salmon out of the wetsuit and slap him across the face with it.
Oh, that's very
We'll
good.
call it the fish slap.
There you go.
Put it on a shirt. Get fish slapped.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
Get fish.
writes itself.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. See, okay, now I need that money because you know Tony Khan will be fucking interested in this shit. Like, oh my God. Yeah. And, you know, shout out to one of my locals, Hood Slam. This would totally like you'd be rivals because
Next level.
next level. Totally next level.
A cod piece. Oh.
We got to book it on the Jericho cruise.
Yes.
Oh man.
Yes.
The whole fish pay-per-view on a cruise.
I'm going on that again this year.
Right
I don't know
on.
who's wrestling other than Cardona and Steph DeLander and Jericho.
Well, you'd hope he'd be there. I mean,
Hey guys, this is my show, but I won't be there.
I'm coming to
I'll be on the
visit.
dock. Good luck.
It's like I'll wave to your ass. Bye. No, I'm wondering. Really, I'm so curious to see who's going to be on it because now it's like, oh, are you going to bring Kenny Omega?
Yeah, I think that's a thing.
Yeah,
I wouldn't be surprised to see Sammy either.
He was on the last one.
Yeah, but I definitely think if you didn't know, Sammy Callahan is.
That's Sammy. Okay, I thought you meant Guevara.
No,
But Sammy Callahan, yes, he was on the first one because
yes.
I remember him and Marty, and I was like, okay. I said, so someone's gonna go in the pool, right? And they're like, probably. And I was like, okay. I said, what I was gonna bring them, you know, those like floaties, like, you know, that are like a pineapple or whatever and whatever, but I forgot them.
Oh.
And when they did the match, they went in the pool and they tried to stand up in the pool, but unfortunately the pool, there's really no shallow end. It's like deep. I was like, oh my God, are they drowning? I couldn't see. I'm like, are they drowning? Oh my God. I'm like, I can't. And then they came up and I was like,
Jessica would never forgive him if Sammy drowned.
oh no. And then so they come up, right? And I was like, oh my gosh. So I saw Sammy after. I'm like, what the fuck are you two thinking? And he goes, we didn't know that there was, there was no floor until too late.
You should have thrown us a life preserver, assholes.
Yeah, they should have. But yeah, no, that was hilarious. And then somebody last year got thrown into the pool. I think they got a Canadian destroyer into the pool. Can't remember who it was.
That sounds like it had to hurt like an awkward belly flop.
Yeah. But people be wild up on that cruise. People be wild. And they don't have a good headlining like rock band this year. It's cool to have like Quiet Riot.
Yeah.
I'd put in a suggestion. I was like, oh yeah, they've had them. They had like what Striper. They've had I don't remember who else. But
Striper.
I was like, oh, you know who we should have? It'd be great because then they can wrestle each other. And so we should bring out Sebastian Bach.
I kind of would like to see that fight.
Yeah. That'd be
you said Striper and I went, that's who could do the theme for Algae.
There you go. But yes, it is good times. It is good times. Some fans, it's like, go away, ew. But it's a really good time. So
It's like they have complimentary soap, guys. Come on.
honestly, I'm gonna go there right now. Okay.
Okay.
The first cruise had on the last night. Okay. The last night they did the match where they dressed up like the Super Mario Brothers characters or whatnot. And then Marty had wrestled 2 shows that night. And then Cabana did his podcast and Marty was there. But Marty, after that, was hosting karaoke. So, anyone knows Marty Skrull? He was
Loves
doing
karaoke.
Cabana's podcast and he was already 2 tequila shots in and a beer. And then I'm like, this is going to spiral. I know it's going to spiral because Party Marty. What happened? So the karaoke, every fucking time he came out, he had a different beer. And I'm like, oh my God, bro. Yeah. So, bro. Yeah, it was hilarious. And then afterwards I saw him. I said, are you all right? And he goes, yeah, I won't remember in the morning. Yeah. Yeah. Good night, dude. Good night. But yeah,
Good night.
Good night.
You're done.
Rather,
Cut off.
yeah. I don't know. But you know what? What I do kind of know that I do know that this week has been a very interesting week since last week. Very interesting.
Yeah.
So
yeah. So
I don't even know where
you were there as a live correspondent.
Yeah, kind of, sort of. Well, okay, I saw my first collision. I'm kind of glad that Phil is gone because I would have been the whole time. Fuck you, Phil. My usual rage. And it was interesting that it actually felt very fast paced and it didn't feel like it was slow, like with Dynamite. Dynamite always feels slow when you're there in person. And then, of course, I went to Wrestle Dream. And I will say this, and this is not really to compliment, maybe it is a compliment to Tony Khan. I don't know. But I thought that the card up and down, there's one match that they could have done without, which was the MJF match. They probably could have done without. But everything was solid. It was, no ifs, ands, or buts. And I mean, like, Swerve, oh my God. Like, I think that I don't know what was bigger pop. If it was Swerve or if it was Adam Copeland. Because they were both almost similar. So, but I think that it was a great time. Now, did you see what I am basically saying? This is the best match I've ever seen live. Did you get a chance to see it?
Yes, I did.
Yes. If you guys don't know what I'm talking about Zack Sabre Jr. and Bryan Danielson. My one comment was, at first, my complaint was it should have been higher on the card. It shouldn't have been after Ricky Starks and Wheeler Yuta. And I'm not saying this because I changed shirts, because I did change shirts. I thought that Omega and all of them were going to go in between.
Which they should have, because that match was not good.
Yeah, it was not good. But I thought they should have done that. But what are your thoughts?
And let me try to give some context to Artemis here.
Mm-hmm.
This was a match where Bryan Danielson used to be known as a very technical wrestler and very, catch as catch can. That was like his shtick, right?
Yeah.
Zack Sabre Jr. and his indie days was very much similar style of wrestling. They both had their own sort of take on it.
Yeah.
This was a 35-minute of one-upsmanship between two very talented wrestlers. Like, one would go for a label lock, and the other guy would, do a good turnaround technically. And it was just so much like move after move after move. And the only time they separated was when it was that look of, oh yeah, I can keep up with you. And it was just this nice one-upsmanship. The ending kind of annoyed me, but I know there's going to be a second one. But yeah, it was like 35 minutes of this glorious.
What was the ending?
The ending was Danielson won with the flash knee.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
And by count, it wasn't by submission.
Yeah.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And that was part of it. It wasn't by submission, or by passing out, just in general.
Yeah.
It was flash knees over, 3 count goes off. Danielson tries to shake Zach's hand, and Zach basically just gets out of the ring like, fuck you.
Yep.
Now, the best part
Great
of this
ending.
match, well, I think it would have been like a 2 out of 3 is used too much, but I think this would have been a 2 out of 3 style match where you could see these, you could watch them forever.
Yeah.
It was good.
Yeah. I was shocked because this style, the modern wrestling fan right now, they don't dig this. That's boring. That would be their piss break match.
This was like
I
some
love stuff like
FTR.
that.
Yeah, see, I
Yeah,
do too.
this was like some FTR shit.
This
My-
is beyond FTR, I think.
Yeah.
It's other level. Because I love that kind of, like, I love,
That old school.
That old school. I love that. That's why I love Timothy Thatcher, and a lot of these guys. And I will say I was shocked that everybody was just like in awe. And if you weren't in awe, that meant you were either really drunk or high, or, or you're a child who fell asleep, because it was like textbook. If you didn't know what the style was, that was it. And I think that a lot of people now just got familiar with it because we're stuck in a flippy shit generation.
Flippy shit spot fest.
Yeah. And
That's why a Canadian destroyer shouldn't be called a Canadian destroyer. Sorry. I needed to come back to that one. You said it earlier. It's not a Canadian destroyer anymore. It's a Canadian, maybe you got a small pain in the top of your head.
Pat?
It needs a different name. Pat?
Pat.
Cheers. We agree.
Out. Cheers to you. Thanks for coming
Come
out.
back anytime, my man. Anytime.
The air is good.
Anytime. Yeah. No, I'm not. Okay. So yesterday I went to Dynamite. Okay. I will say of the shows, this one after a pay-per-view, because I went to Revolution, and then the following Dynamite was awesome. Right. This one, it was like, The only good thing was we got to see Jay White. That's all I know for myself. I didn't see anything that was outstanding. But also Timeless Tony Storm.
So good.
She killed it. It was amazing.
Not gonna lie, wasn't a fan of it at first.
Yeah, it was weird, right? Like
I was very much so like, but when you think about it, what she did was genius with that, because she set herself apart because she had that punk rock skater type vibe and look. And what did every other female wrestler start having? The skater punk rocker chick vibe. So when you really think about it, it's an absolutely like brilliant play. I'm sorry, I'm playing in my chair right now.
That's okay.
But it's an absolutely brilliant play when you think about it, because like she makes herself look completely different now from everybody else. Because you could sit there and like, I'm not gonna lie, for the longest time people were like, oh, Cora Jade, Sky Blue, and some other name, and I if you had put pictures in front of me, I wouldn't have been able to tell you who was who based off of a name and a face, but I would have been able to tell you who Toni Storm was, even if she still had that same look. But with her doing that now, like, yeah, at first I was like, man, this is kind of, it's different. I don't know how I feel about it, right? but then like it grew on me, and I came to the realization of like, no, this is beautiful because you look so different compared to everybody else.
Mm-hmm.
Like you are even more recognizable now.
Yeah.
Well,
especially in an AEW landscape where almost everybody has that like rocker vibe going on.
The two I think that stand out now, Tony Storm and the other who, oh my God, that match was so awesome. Julia Hart.
Yes, Julia Hart.
So good. I mean, I wanted her to win because Chris Statlander doesn't need it. I mean, but Julia Hart, I mean, that whole character, and I didn't know that she was the one who went up to Malachi Black and said, "Hey, I have this idea," and I didn't know that because I'm like, "Oh, whoever's writing this shit is brilliant." I'm like, "I know it's not you, Tony, because you would never think of that." But both of them, what I love about it is it sets them up as totally different people, because I don't know, maybe it's me, but like when you have
this is Julia's first promotion.
Yeah,
like,
and it's amazing.
Her first promotion. They trained her. She's homegrown talent, essentially.
Yeah, and I also, when you look at it too, it's like when Sammy's old lady comes back, Ty Conti, and then Anna Jay and all these other people, it's like they all look the same. It's like what you said, they're either these like punk rock, looking chicks, alternative chicks, or you've got these like wannabe like sexy bombshell. That's what they're doing to Sky Blue now, and I'm like, no, I don't think
that's part of what makes, like, it's not just the fact that Lady Frost is very good in the ring. It's that her look, her theme, it's all different.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it works. It totally works.
It really does. And like Julia Hart, like she could walk away from AEW now and write her own check.
Oh yeah. Absolutely.
Like just hands down.
Absolutely. I mean, I think that this like character now, I think would complement like a Karrion Kross more so than Scarlett. Sorry.
They need to let Scarlett like be Scarlett, not this EG Scarlett.
Yeah. I don't know why they don't do that, but whatever. Well, all I know is this: I saw her give someone a Hurricane Rana, and she was wearing 6-7 inch platform high heel boots. I'm like, that's amazing. Like, I'll bow down.
Have you seen her Impact work?
Yeah. I like her a lot. I'm a fan.
I'm gonna hot take the cast on episode 1. It's fine. I think one of the best wrestlers AEW has, and they don't utilize him enough, is Danhausen.
Well, he's injured.
He is injured, but even when he wasn't, they didn't they put him with Hook to see if Hook could handle somebody like him.
Yeah.
Right. But they let him wrestle a little bit with the Best Friends. And then he got injured, which is AEW par of the course. Every pay-per-view, it's at least 5 people that get injured. Now, that bothers me. But back to Danhausen. That's a guy who took an awkward gimmick that he got over, who made his debut on the national stage by being pulled out on top of a table and got this huge fucking pop for it. His gimmick is weird, but it's hilarious. But when you see him work, that's when you go, oh crap. And I think that's what he's not. They could really do a lot with him, especially like around Halloween. Just let the man go. But I know he's injured, because it was asked, how come we haven't seen you? And he was like, well, because I'm injured. My shoulder, I think it's the shoulder.
Yeah, something like that. Yeah. I think I'm one of the only people out there who doesn't get it.
You don't get Danhausen?
No. No.
Okay.
I know. I just like for me, I don't know. And people know I love me some comedy wrestling. But that one I just don't get. Don't get the hype. I don't.
You remember in high school,
Mhm.
you had that guy running around with the makeup that wanted to be one of the goth kids, but you swear to God there was no way he was ever going to make it in the culture?
No, because I
Play
went
nerd
to
games.
a different type of school.
Have you ever seen America's Got Talent?
Mhm.
Okay, there was a dude on there a couple of seasons ago, I believe, where he did magique and he telekinesis, right?
Mhm.
That's very much so what the Danhausen character is what that dude did on stage, where he was doing magic, but it was comedy, right? So he had the box of tissues and he was like, and the next one comes out, right? And he does it again, right? It's telekinesis. He knows that what he's not doing is actual magic. It's a comedy thing. It's a stage presence. That is on the same wavelength, if you ask me, of Danhausen and how his gimmick kind of works, right? Where it's like he so believes what he's saying and he believes he's actually cursing people, right? That you can't help but sit there and kind of feel endeared towards it because it's like, man, it really is good.
He's
right.
really trying, poor guy. And then they see him in the ring. This complete switch happens. And it goes less from to, holy shit. And he's, working a ring hard.
Yeah.
And that's kind of the gimmick. It's like treating a special ed kid very nice.
Okay. Fair enough. And yes, I did take a picture with him on the Jericho cruise. I was also wearing a pineapple. So, yeah, I was dressed as a pineapple. I made Eddie Kingston laugh so hard. He's like, Ma. He's like, I can't take you like this. I'm like, oh, well, King,
Eddie Kingston. God,
yeah,
there's a guy. Like, that's a dude whose success is long fucking overdue.
I'll tell you, Tony Khan really kind of owed him because they made him look like a bitch. A big fucking bitch. That fucking horrible exploding sparkler match. That was bad.
Yeah.
Bad. No.
I'm just saying WCW did it better.
Like a 11-year-old kid doing, a backyard wrestler would have done better with that.
It's no Algae Pro Wrestling. That's for damn
no
sure.
Algae Pro Wrestling. Hell no. Do we have exploding barbed wire? No, we do not. We do have.
But we have fountains.
We have fountains, and we have electric fishing wire.
Squirt guns.
Yeah.
Can we spring for a geyser?
I don't know.
Maybe
Not yet.
Permission for a fire hose.
Not yet. It's too early.
See, what I love about this is people that are going to be listening to this audio are going to be like, is this really a thing?
Yeah.
They're going to start Googling it.
They're like, what the hell is this? Yeah, no. You know
what is Algae Pro?
And I can see this now. The entrance ramp is a fucking slip and slide. You have to have that.
Dude, Marty would totally be in for that. Did you see that?
Mm-hmm.
Dude, with the umbrella and the mask, and he just takes it down.
Yeah.
Fuck yeah, dude.
Yeah, see, it has to be a slip and slide. I mean, yeah. I mean, there's no ifs, ands, or buts. That's your ring ramp right there.
We call it the stream.
Yep.
I don't care how much money it takes. I would pay to have Jericho show up, use the slip and slide, and as he's using it, just hear him go, "I'm sliding in, man." Like it would work.
Everybody singing Judas around him. Okay,
oh,
yeah. God, please. There was on my Twitter, because I saw this last night. there was somebody with a sign. It said, hold on, let me pull it up. I had to take a picture of it because I just was like, man, you know what I'm feeling. I feel you. I feel you. It says sick of Judas. Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm one of those ones. I don't sing along. I never sing along. You know, on the Jericho cruise, I was the only one not singing it. Everyone's like, "Oh, you should sing." I go, "No, I don't do that.
No,
No,
not
don't
that
do
kind of
that.
gal.
Nope, not at all. Not at all." But yeah, I did. Yeah.
I think he should have used "I Still Burn" instead.
Yes.
Hmm.
That one's great.
Yeah. I don't know what he was thinking, but
I mean, even just one of the lines in the song, it makes perfect sense with his age
yeah.
and everything too. You
Mhm.
know,
Yeah.
don't tell me I don't feel the same inside. You know, like
Mhm.
hmm.
They don't listen. It's like there's some people who have I don't know. Their entrance music is just kind of yeah.
One of the best entrance themes out there right now
Mhm.
is Io Sky's Tokyo Shock.
Yeah, that's a good one.
I don't know what your theme song is, Artemis.
It's okay. Nobody's allowed to know yet, but I know.
All right then.
I know.
Can ask your wife.
I mean, that's true, but I don't want to go blasting it to the public.
Okay.
No. We don't we don't pull back the curtain. Mm-mm.
Yeah,
Well, no, if it's not public knowledge yet, then no.
Right.
No,
That's something that I actually like Digi saying right there. We don't pull the curtain open, right?
No.
Got to going back to FXC real quick. I'm sorry.
No, don't be.
Jerry Lynn, right?
Everyone loves Jerry Lynn.
He was a part of that too, and I've gotten to see him a few times and learn from him a handful of times. Always busy, obviously, because he's doing the AEW thing.
Mm-hmm.
And one thing he said that really stuck is he's like, as wrestlers, it's our job. He's like, the problem is too many people give information to the dirt sheets. The dirt sheets and the 5-star matches aren't going to tell you if you had a good match. The crowd's going to tell you if you had a good match. You know, that's who you're trying to sit there and talk to is your crowd, you know? So always you're working for them, not the boys in the back, not the dirt sheets. And our job as wrestlers is, everybody knows it now because the curtain call. We all know it, right? But one thing he said is, as wrestlers, we should be trying to close that curtain as much as possible. So even though you can still see in, you only see in that much.
Yeah.
Teeny bits.
Yep.
Well, and that's something we say here. It's like, you know, the dirt sheets, the 5 stars, we don't give a fuck about that because that's not telling us, you know, like I wasn't a fan of LA Knight. I was a fan of his Impact work, but am I muted or you're muted?
No, I didn't do it with, I didn't want to interrupt. I did it
like
silently.
the LA Knight, you know, it's taken me a little bit, but he made me believe. And that's a credit to him. It's like little things. Like I didn't believe Britt Baker for a minute, and I know she's literally a dentist. It's like that's her day job. That's her shoot job. She's made that clear. As a wrestling gimmick, I don't care.
Yeah.
Just don't.
Isaac Yankum.
Yeah.
Yeah. DMD, baby.
I always like with her.
I think it was actually DMT that created that.
Mm.
When I look at her and I see her, I'm like, I hope she's a better dentist than a wrestler.
Yeah.
Yeah, I really hope so.
She's
again,
working around some talented ladies.
But then again, she helped Joey Janela with his teeth, and one of his veneers or whatever popped out. He hasn't gotten it fixed, and I'm like, boy, that's shitty work, girl. That's shitty work.
Yeah, it's like you have a dentist on the roster, and that they're not giving you A+ work. That's some bullshit.
Yeah.
Oh man.
I don't know. She's whatever. I'm not gonna go. I'm put that
So
down. Yeah.
I'm gonna throw some cool things. All right, because
Okay.
I can.
Mm-hmm.
This is what I do. This is my job. I have to corral cats. Asian, you're technically a Siamese. I'm a professional with this. So we've had a lot going on. We had Wrestle Dream, which went well, and I know we can address the elephant in the room, I think, but I
Elephant.
don't want to get the elephant known as Adam Copeland.
I
Yeah.
don't like
It
the
was-
name.
Well, Beth Phoenix disagrees.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. I've known him too long. Too long
It's
is the
too
other
long
name.
as Edge.
Yeah.
It feels wrong.
No, it doesn't feel wrong. What
It's just-
feels wrong is that, like, I think the back and forth that people are having about, oh, WWE is better, oh, AEW is better, that bickering, like that's no. And because of this, now, did I mean, everybody kind of knew it was a really horrible secret.
Yeah, we were like, yeah, it's going to happen. It's just going to be why.
Yeah. And I think that, first of all, shout out to Giancarlo Dinamo for filming that fucking vignette. Man, he does great work. I mean, it's amazing. But when I saw that, it was like, you were like, okay, who could this be? But until they had that one shot where it's the car and it drove past on the side on the road, it said rated R. Yeah,
you knew then.
You knew then, and if you didn't, you probably don't know how to read. I don't know, but
Public schools, man.
When he came out, holy shit! I thought the fucking roof was gonna come off. Everybody just, yeah.
It overshadowed the night, unfortunately. There was a lot of great wrestling, especially from the women.
Yeah, but I will say, no, it didn't. It didn't really, because the match, I think for me, it was horrible to see that only 2 of the Seattle people actually, were in the area, won their matches, and Nick Wayne, I'm like, I don't know. Nick Wayne, I think, still needs a little bit of time.
Yeah.
That's just me. And his mom, let me just tell you, I think this is rude. She stood up the whole time, and where I was sitting, I couldn't see. And I was like, why are you doing this? Yeah, I was a little mad.
I'm like, you're not going to get the dusty finish. Just chill.
Yeah, it's like, yeah.
You're not going to get the Cairo love. If you know, you know. He's watching, by the way. I'm supposed to give you his love from the master of the BBC.
Oh, God.
There's a story to that.
BBC. It's not what you think. And if it's what you think, then get your mind out of the gutter.
This is pro wrestling we're talking about here.
Yeah.
This ain't Val
Well, I
Venus.
mean, this is pro wrestling we're talking about here, and just flashing back to a man who did a fucking butt naked moonsault. Just saying.
Well,
wrestling.
Ricky Starks does, every once in a while he does the like, you see the peach. You really see the peach. I don't mind that. Well, I know we're not going to see that on AEW TV. I wish.
Dark match, baby. Dark match.
No, he's too up there to do
Sometimes you got to give a little fan service.
Yeah, but no, not really.
Hey,
You're just having a moment.
I'd be careful with any fan service. Look what happened to Enzo Amore.
Yep.
To be fair, though, I will give that man a shit ton of credit. He didn't say a fucking word. He didn't make an issue. He took it out. Sunlight hit the air. He was exonerated. Now, did he lose his job? Yes.
And then created the
But-
greatest diss track of all time.
That's true. But that man, he did it right. And he still supported and still works the business. His boy Cass had a lot of issues. He stuck by him. And that there's something to be said about that. You don't see that too often these days. It's like,
Yeah.
how many wrestlers have failed marriages? Name me one that doesn't. I can name you
Did
one.
AJ ever have a failed marriage?
AJ Styles has same woman, all his kids. Nope. In
So
fact,
far-
he has
The Garganos.
so
So
far.
Mm-hmm. So far.
Though if Cardona keeps buying all these expensive wrestling figures, his ass is going to get divorced.
Probably, yeah. It's like, what the fuck? There's no more room in this house. What are you
I
doing?
got one. Me.
Okay. That's true. That's because your marriage is built on till death do us part, and it's a life goal.
Oh no, it's not even till death do us part, dog. I'd find her again, even if we were reincarnated and I was struck blind, deaf, and dumb, and I was put in a pitch black room. I'd still be able to figure out.
She says the same shit. She popped out kids for you. That's where that is.
She's my everything.
Oh,
Like, it is the sweetest thing. Even when he was doing dumb shit in Missouri.
She's
It
the only
was-
reason I'm a wrestler.
It's true. She said, pursue your dream. I got you.
Actually, what she said was you drove an hour and a half here and made me come with you. You better not punk out, and you better walk through that door.
I
haven't looked back since.
Yep. See, and that's a lesson for a lot of these indie wrestlers out there. A lot of these people starting, you get yourself somebody that's actually going to support you. It don't matter what shit's going on in the back. You better keep your ass home. Because that's going to be the one at the end of the day that when you're fucked up, your knees are busted, your back is broke, your shit's all fucked, that's going to have your back. Am I wrong?
Nope.
Not at all.
No. No.
I mean, yeah, it's absolutely rough at times too, right? It really is.
Oh, yeah.
You have your ups and downs.
I mean,
But
even from a training perspective, because nobody, and I don't want to go behind the doors, but from an independent wrestler, with a very loving wife and a family, what is that like for you, balancing your passion and your dream with your family?
incredibly difficult, because I mean, for me personally, like, I don't like doing this, but I'm gonna be a little vulnerable with everybody for a second.
Okay, we appreciate that. No shame.
So for me, right, it's almost a double-edged sword.
Mm-hmm.
Because when I go and I train or I do shows, I'm always like, well, crap, this is time I should be spending with my family.
Mm-hmm.
Right. But then even still at home, because I'm trying to pursue this and have this, pay the bills. I'm trying to have this, hopefully change our lives to where we don't live paycheck to paycheck.
Mhm.
You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And, maybe be able to afford my children opportunities I didn't have.
Mhm.
So like when I'm spending time with them, I'm like, well, crap, I should be working out. I should be training, or I should be trying to get a booking right now at the same time. So it gets hard trying to find that happy balance, especially because like where I'm at now, it's I wake up, I have to take the kids to the sitter so I can go into my day job.
Mm-hmm.
And then I do my day job. And then after the day job, if we have the money for gas for me to drive out there to train, I go and I train.
Mhm.
But it's also one of those things of, it's like, I train when they go to bed. So now I have to miss out on bedtime.
Mm-hmm.
I have to miss out on that experience with my boys, and it sucks, and I hate it. And there are times where it wears on me really mentally, and I struggle, but
Mm-hmm.
not in the sense of like wanting to off myself, but in like the sense of like it
Right.
seems like there's no light at the end of the tunnel, and I just keep trudging forward.
Mhm.
So it can be very hard, right?
Mm-hmm.
But when you have somebody who actually loves you and cares about your mental health too, because for me, wrestling is essentially my own therapy.
Yeah.
So when you have somebody who actually supports you like that, it's a complete game changer too.
Makes a big difference, you'd say?
Oh, big time. Because if all you two do is butt heads, then that's a relationship that wouldn't work out if you're a professional wrestler. So
Yeah,
for young people starting out, just remember the cardinal rule, man. All right. And I learned this at an Impact tryout from Scott Diamore. He talked to all of us at the very end, and he said something very, very important. So for young independent wrestlers, whether you have a wife, a husband, significant other, whatever, kids, remember, if all that can define you is being a professional wrestler, you shouldn't be doing it. Because there is so much more to your life than just pro wrestling. If you have a family, your family comes first.
Yeah, absolutely.
You know? And if you never make it, it's not the end all be all either.
Mm-hmm.
But remember, shoot for the stars, because if you made it to the moon, you still made it further than everybody else who didn't even try.
100%.
Yeah.
That's some legit wisdom.
But that was hands down some of the best advice I had gotten that day too, because like I said, that was right around the time where I was getting ready to call it quits.
Yeah.
And you know, doing the Impact tryout and everything too, and seeing everybody else there, and just like how different of a level some of those dudes were on than me. I also got really disheartened by that, because it's like, especially when I talk to some of them, they're like, "Oh yeah, I've been doing it 2 years," and it's like, "Dog, I thought you'd been doing this for at least 15."
Yep.
And it's like, holy crap, like, and like my brain started thinking at one point, like, I can't make it, right? But him saying that too also helped me realize, like, if I had to give up wrestling tomorrow, I'd be okay with it. As weird as that sounds, coming from someone who actually, I love wrestling. I love being a wrestler. I love almost anything wrestling.
Right.
Except for Spot Fest. Can't stand Spot Fests.
We are not Spot Fest fans here.
Don't. But that was like really solid advice for me at that time, and it's almost as weird as it sounds. It's like that's the advice that I needed to hear at that moment, because like I said, I almost gave up, I almost quit. I went and I did that one last show as Tyler Gray, and I have not been Tyler Gray since. Found FXC. I'm Artemis now. I know who I am, and I'm sorry. No, I'm not. Who am I kidding? I'm not sorry. I'm Artemis V. Watley. I'm Artemis V. Watley, and all I do is entertain people. It's all I do. It's the one thing I'm really good at.
Yeah.
God, man.
It's crazy how much your life and mental state can change in a little under a year. Because I've only been with FXC for a little over a year, right? When I started with them, I was 240 pounds.
Oh shit.
Yep.
And it was not muscle, not at all. As of today, I'm down to 193.
Yeah, I was trying not to go there and seem like a stalker, to go, damn, man, you got the digging it.
Yeah. Because one thing that really gets drilled into your head at FXC is, and this is not dogging when I say this, it's just kind of our motto. We're not indie, we're professionals. Ooh. So yes, you may be independent, but you are not indie.
Okay.
I think we all know what we're talking about when we say indie.
Yeah.
That's very fair. I have watched more than 40 hours of trash bag wrestling on YouTube.
And of course, that's also me not dogging those guys because, you know,
No.
a lot of those dudes are the dudes who are like, I just want to be the local guy. And they're having fun with it and they're doing their thing. And hell, if the 12 people who always buy a ticket are entertained by what you're doing, kudos to you, man. Like, go out there, kill it, and have fun. That's what wrestling is. It's meant to be fun. If you're not, again, Scott D'Amore, if you're not having fun, why are you doing it?
Exactly.
There's a point to that too, because you know I go back to an old promo that wasn't scripted of John Cena's where he said, "What was it? You know, people think I have this magical golden shovel that buries people left and right, and the fact of the matter is, I'm not the one who holds the keys to the kingdom. They do."
Mm-hmm.
Pointing to the crowd. And he was right. At the time, it was the whole feud with Roman Reigns. And he was like, I do this part-time better than you do it full-time. And at that point, 1,000% true.
Yep.
You know,
It's called a promo, kid. You're going to have to learn how to do one if you want to be the big dog.
Now, another
I'll definitely say he took all that information to heart because I'm sorry. You may hate me for it, but I love me some tribal chief Roman.
While he is great, I'm main event Jey Uso, baby.
Oh, dude, same.
Like
all of them. I'm telling you this right now. What's gonna happen? It's gonna be Solo versus Roman versus Jimmy versus Jay for that title, and I'm gonna be honest. I don't think Solo's walking away with it.
No,
it's a toss between Jimmy and Jay, depending on how the future goes. If you ask me,
I could see that.
That's my own personal opinion, though.
Now, I'm going to get to another experience you have, and this is just because I know you. You are United States Air Force veteran, yes?
See.
All right. As is your
That's
wife.
yes
same
in Spanish.
Shop. As is your wife, which is where you met her, same shop.
Yes. Sister flight in basic training.
But basically same.
Same.
Okay. And you were wrestling while you were still in serve, while you were active duty, correct?
Yes.
Now, that is a different relationship. Like right now, you have your wife, you have your family at home, and that's one thing. What was it like doing the full-time military, the whole gimmick there, and then having to switch over to doing the wrestling thing? Because I know that's a different experience that everybody sees.
Oh God, it was so hard, especially on the independents, right?
Mm-hmm.
Especially out there, because thankfully I ended up finding a couple of good promoters who like understood the whole military thing and everything else like that. And so they understood, like, there were times where it's like, because like one of the big things that everybody harps on is pay your dues, set up the ring, tear down the venue, all that, right?
Right.
For me, it was one of those things where it's like, if I'm able to, I was there. I was there to help set up or tear down or anything, but I had to balance military, wrestling, and family life on top of that. And a lot of promoters, they just, on the indie scene, they just don't understand that, right? So it's actually a lot harder than people like actually think it is, especially because too, you're restricted, because I could only go 8 hours away from base without taking leave. Anything outside of that, I had to take leave for it. So it's like that really limited like where I could travel.
Right.
So there's that too on top of it. So it's one of those things for like the military people. You have to decide: do you want to stay and do your 20 in the military, or are you going to get out and pursue this? And so it gets hard, because I've worked with promoters where they flat out told me, yeah, we're not going to book you anymore because of your other obligations to military. Because like there were times I had to cancel last second because we literally got told, hey, this is popping off, you're doing stuff, you're not allowed to tell people you're doing stuff. So I'd have to tell these promoters, hey, military stuff came up. I can't do your show. And it would rub them the wrong way for some reason. And it's like, I'm contractually obligated to the military at that point. Like, I'm not contractually obligated to you at all. And I'm sorry, my government contract would take precedence over a, private contract.
Short of a $3 million buyout.
So yeah, like it was a lot more difficult in the military, but at the same time, it's also just as difficult not being in the military. Because now you have your yeah.
That's fair. That's definitely an interesting take because people who've experienced this, if I'm not mistaken, you have Bobby Lashley. He did it. Like some of these greats, especially those who come out of the service, had to balance both, and it was not easy. And people don't take that into consideration. Like especially a lot of these independent promoters who were only looking at the bottom book without considering. Wrestlers are real people. Y'all have real shit going on.
And that's another thing too. If you're paying me $20 in a handshake and I have to cancel on you and you get butthurt over that, go fuck yourself. Okay? Plain and simple. Because I mean, even if you weren't trained by a prominent name, as long as you were trained by somebody who knows what they're doing and actually knows how to wrestle, you're a trained professional, right? Not every major actor, it's not like Ryan Reynolds trained under Leonardo DiCaprio on how to act, right?
Right.
Like there are actors who have made it, who have never been trained and things like that, Yeah. So it's like, you don't always have to have a prominent name attached to you. Like, does it help? Yes. But as long as you're a trained professional. And I feel like if you cannot afford to pay your talent for wrestling, why are you running? Because if I have to make all my money on merchandise, you really think I'm going to give you my best? Yes, I am, because the people paying to see. Am I going to see any of that money? No. Are you going to break even on your show? Yes. Are you then going to look at your locker room and sit there and go, well, we barely break even every show and blah, 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 blah. Yeah, you want to know why you barely break even every show? Because nobody knew it was in town. And you want your wrestlers to do all your footwork for you. Guess what? You want your promotion to succeed, lead from the fucking front.
And that's true, 100%. We've seen it. Like Amanda and I, we've seen it. We've seen, there are promotions that.
Oh, and to caveat this, the people that I'm not mentioning names about, because I don't want anybody to get it twisted. Those promotions don't operate anymore.
There's a reason why.
Yeah.
Oh yes.
Like, so, you got a guy.
Take care of your wrestlers.
Yeah, they don't. A lot of these ones don't. It's obvious, and I don't know. For me, a lot of them, I get it. You're gonna dump most of your money to get someone who is a name or used to be a name, and it's just stupid. It's like, no, you want to be the promotion that XYZ came out of. Like, for example, like Darby and Swerve. I mean, the two of them, they really, like with Defy, they really, were making a
Ring
name
of Honor
there. Ring of Honor is a little different though.
But the Ring of Honor homegrown made that.
But you also have to remember, anybody who ever had any help in helping that person in any way, shape, or form has now been the motherfucker that was ride or die day one once they made it. It's because of us that they made that.
Well,
every time.
I know a guy who's learning commentary at a very prestigious company that, was the rise of people like Mickey James and people like that. And, there's a level of difference. You know, you can tell a promotion that gives a fuck about its people, and you can tell the ones that, you know, you're nothing more than a name. You know, Cardona actually said something smart.
Yeah.
Not booking people with a big name and handing them a title. We don't care. We only care about the talent we're going there to work with and making sure they're taken care of, because by God, that's what we wish we had, and we want to pay that forward. You know, Jessica Havoc's a prime example. Is her win-loss record great? No, because it's not just about winning.
No.
It's about how good you make it look. You know, there are some greats that made everybody look like $1,000,000. Natalia, prime example. She's been with the same company for like 20 odd fucking years. She has put so many younger talent over and made them look like $1,000,000. The Miz has put so many people over.
Mm-hmm.
Like, and that dude,
Dolph Ziggler's
a master.
Love me some Ziggles.
Yeah, he's another one that they should have kept his ass for life.
No, you know what? They didn't really value him, and that just was really sad. Just like there's other people they don't really value. But you know, at the same time, it's very true about ride or die, because
Yeah,
I've got a couple of them, and some, you know, they make it big. They are like, bye, see ya, and then others, you know, they're
Carl
still there.
Anderson, Luke Gallows, AJ Styles.
Mm-hmm.
Those three are ride or die, plain and simple.
Mm-hmm.
Because when they got dropped, he was the first one that went, whoa, 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 what? No, 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 no.
Yeah.
And those are those guys that are going to work a show, that are going to give you their best to make you look like $1,000,000 if you're going over, but they also trust you, you know, that when you're going over, like it's reciprocal relationship.
Oh yeah, has to be.
Mm-hmm.
That's why I've seen it quite a bit. Big fish, little pond syndrome.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It happens a lot on the indies, and this is why. Here's a little tidbit that I'm just going to throw out there for you for character wise. Like you said about the titles, I don't care about titles. My character doesn't care about titles. You know why? Shiny, clinky gold. Cool. Whatever. Could care less about that.
That's your paycheck.
It's a gimmick. You know, that's what the title is. It's gimmick. It's something to carry around. That's what it is to me.
Mm-hmm.
Like, yes, it absolutely has its place, and it is an honor to be trusted with that. Because that is a company saying, hey, we want you to represent this, and we want you to represent us. So it is a massive honor, but at the end of the day, it's not the end-all, be-all, and you get big fish, little pond syndrome, where I'm the champ, so I don't have to do anything.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, no.
Yes, you do.
It's like, you know, I think NWA made a wise choice in giving EC3 their title, because that man's paid his dues twice over. And, you know, he's one of those guys, even when he was NXT with a shit gimmick, he gave it his all. When he was carrying Impact on his back, and he did for years, you know, it's just, he's that guy. And you can always tell those guys.
Man, you talking about carrying Impact on its back for years. I'm gonna let you in on a little pet peeve in current wrestling today that I'm not a huge fan of.
Okay.
All of this, look at how undefeated they are. Look at how long they've held the title. Everybody's doing it now.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like it's lost its luster because everyone's doing it at the same time.
And not everybody is believable at doing it.
Yeah.
Like Roman, what is it now? 3 years? Something like that?
No, he's been defeated. He just,
well, I mean 3 years for the title reign, because what I'm talking about is they talk about how they're undefeated or they've been champ XYZ amount of time. Prime example, and something I really absolutely hated, and it kind of actually turned me away from her character more, Jade Cargill.
Oh God, don't
The
start me.
58 no, the this and oh, and it's like, dog, I don't care.
No.
I don't care. It's not historic. It's not record breaking. Like, now if it's the same thing with Goldberg. I despise Goldberg and the character because that's too. Goldberg's the best because he went undefeated for 17 and a half quarter years.
But he couldn't work a full match. Like, that was the best story I ever heard about him was, they said go out, Regal to take a, fucking, take the spear of the jackhammer and call it a day. And he went, no.
Mm-hmm.
And he made him work the match.
Like,
Goldberg still went over, but he was gassed as fuck by the time he was done with it.
Gallows at that Impact tryout, he was there too, and he said something. And he goes, there's a difference between somebody who's been in the business 10 years and somebody who's been working 10 years.
Yep.
And it goes the same for matches. Can you really say somebody is awesome if all of their matches are sub 2 minutes?
Mm-hmm.
Woohoo, they're 197,000-0, but every one of their matches has been 30 seconds long.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. Ultimate Warrior was a good prime example. His ass wasted more energy running down the ramp than he did in his actual matches. It was just too much.
Yeah.
And then there were ones who, and I hearken back to Regal because that man, pound for pound, was one of the best professional wrestlers in history. It doesn't matter whether he went over, under, sideways, whether he was cutting a promo, you knew you got the best of that man every night. And he made it look good. And if he didn't make it look good, he took it hard. He was not that guy. But that's the difference between somebody who loves the business, wants the business to be in the business, and somebody who doesn't. It's like with newer stars. Some of these newer stars are gimmick. And you can tell, like Jade Cargill, she's 6 months, tops. Because while she can wrestle, she's lacking in ways that she needs to be believable. Nia Jax might have injured people, might be this huge lady, but when she fucking grabs somebody and throws her down, when she cuts a promo, you believe her.
Say what you want, Logan Paul.
Mm-hmm. That's a guy who I did not see coming.
Amazing. I had my doubts at first.
I did too.
And I mean, he even said it in one of his podcasts. He's like, I only work 4 times a year. So he's like, the guys who are there every day, bringing it every day, he's like, I have to bring it even harder when I do work one of those 4 times a year because I have to give them everything and then some just to feel like, he's doing right by them. And it's like, I can respect that.
And that's one thing that's different about him. He might be a complete dickbag in a lot of other ways. When it came to wrestling and going into wrestling, he respected the business.
Mm-hmm.
And not everybody does. I mean, you've seen a lot of people just come and go. And then there are people that love it, like Ricochet, Prince Puma. That motherfucker carried one company, went to another company, has been back and forth, ups and downs of used and misused, but he's still there.
Sami Zayn.
There, yes. Oh my God. Talk about
El
a guy.
Generico.
He, bar none, some of the best character work I've ever seen.
Kevin Owens. Kevin Steen. First time I saw that dude was actually on SAW, Southern All-Star Wrestling. It was on a local channel here in Tennessee. I didn't know who this dude was, and the first time I saw him, I'm like, I don't know why I like you, but I like you. And I wasn't apparently supposed to like him, and thus, I ended up liking the bad guys more than the good guys, and that's why your boy's a bad guy now, too, because...
Now, if we want to talk about somebody who needs to be in every Wrestling Hall of Fame, Su Yung. And that silence right there tells you everything.
Mm-hmm.
She has worked 3 characters, 3 diametrically different characters at the same time with 3 different wrestling styles and made it look good and believable.
That's a dream match. I'm sorry. That's a dream match for me.
She's back on the circuit.
That is a dream match for me. I would die happy. I mean, I'll already die happy because I got my wife and kids. I'd just die even. I'd have excess happy I'd be able to give to people.
So, and this is, just kind of picking your brain a little bit because you're a smart guy. I mean, Amanda, I'm presuming you were very much happy with our first guest.
Oh yeah, absolutely, because no, don't be nervous. No, because it's for me, it's people don't a lot of us fans don't understand. They just don't understand, how things work. It's not just, it's not just smoke and mirrors. I mean, there's some people, it's like who like a Jade Cargill, like a Britt Baker, and
less who you know and who knows you.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And the big thing is if you won't, and I told this to somebody before who's on AEW. I said, if you are lazy and you think that everything is just going to come to you, guess what? It ain't going to happen that way. You need
100%.
to you have to go out there. You need to, I'm not saying you have to make every town, but you know what? You need to put yourself out there in a way that, I stand out and this is what I do.
Like MJF, you don't think that he is at every show, first in, last out.
Mm-hmm.
He's that guy.
Yeah.
And you can tell that's why he's got the strap. It's why he's got what he does. It's why he's the primary focus of the show, because that's the guy that busts his ass.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
That's also a guy that can tell you the same story 6 times, 6 different ways, and it will sound like a new story every single time.
Mm-hmm.
Every single time. That is one of the beauties of MJF.
Like, he could be a complete dickbag to the audience for 3 fucking years, half a storyline, and everybody wants to see him be a good guy. Like, what the fuck is that?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Another guy, and friend of the show, I adore this man, Marty fucking Skrull. He's been Party Marty. He's been, the villain. Like, he's done various styles. He's learned from various ways. He's been all over the world. But even in his worst, he has a damn good work ethic. And you can tell, and he invests a lot in what he's doing because this is his passion. This is his business. And even when, all that stupid shit over social media, he worked his ass off and he came back. Like, if you didn't know, Artemis, he's now with AAA.
Oh, hell yeah.
Yeah, because Conan believes in him and he wants to help him rise from the ashes, so to speak.
Yeah
because he had a quote, if I'm not mistaken, that said any of these like top stars in AEW, they're not superstars. Marty, that's a superstar. And and unfortunately he got caught in that mix, and I don't want to go on and on because everybody on the show knows but I think that it's great. He's given a shot. He was
so much of a fucking star that in New Japan, they gave him a 30-minute introduction that put him as a top heel and at the group, and he'd just barely been there.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
is that the one at the Tokyo Dome when he was the champ? Is that the one you're thinking? Yeah, Wrestle Kingdom. Yeah.
Yeah, they put his ass over. They were putting money into him. and he put the same money on himself.
Mhm.
You know, the one true villain theme that he does, that's his.
Mhm.
That was his baby, his design, his look, his baby, his design.
Mhm.
You know, and you can tell those guys, like,
Mhm.
and I'm going to put you over a little bit. You've slipped in and out of gimmick like 5 times since we've been talking.
That's actually because watching MJF, I realized I needed to understand every aspect of the character because the character is me. So how do I walk? How do I talk? What do I do? And like,
Mhm.
yeah, it's different. And it's gotten to a point sometimes I actually don't control it. I just let it happen.
Yeah.
It's like with Bray Wyatt going into, because he was told to do this. Oh, you got jury duty? Go in character. And that's how he got out of jury duty once, was by being Bray Wyatt at a jury duty. Like,
No.
I would pay to see that. I want to see that so bad.
With the tape.
I'll tell you, there's a couple wrestlers that I know, and I know when they're going in and out of it, and it makes me laugh sometimes, but then I'm like, you know what, you know,
it becomes a part of who you are.
Mm-hmm.
Yep,
their mannerisms are your mannerisms.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
if you guys don't think 40 years in the business, Medusa doesn't slip in and out of Medusa.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, she does.
No, never, not once.
Fucking her bestie, she does the same shit. Like, some of these people, you don't know until you know the person, and you're like, God damn it, not again.
Yeah, there's some people like that out there. I'm like, yeah.
It's true. It's damn true.
It is damn true. Most people who know, like, that I know and whatever, who knows, like, I don't associate myself with the shitty people, and the shitty people stay away because of who I know, which is great. I you know, but it's like, hey, you know, let's not don't be a dick, you know.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Don't be a dick. But it's like, you know, Pat Dooley said this earlier, and this is something Amanda said on the show and something I've echoed on the show.
Mm-hmm.
It's where is it at here? If you have a problem with everybody you work with isn't the problem.
Mm-hmm.
Well,
Absolutely.
It is business. There's a way to handle business.
Mm-hmm. Exactly. And you know, I don't want to dive into other topics on this story, but I think, but it's
that's
true
in general.
Yeah, it's in general. I mean, you know, it's like you need to go in and be respectful. Like, a lot of people, I tell, you know, like, I'm like, yeah, if you're going into someone else's house, you need to be respectful of that house and the people that live there.
Even if you're a famous name, you walk into an independent that you've been booked to, you go up to their champion, you go up to these people and you shake their hand and you go, hey, and you build that rapport, because at the end of the day, that might be that next guy that comes up behind you.
And if you're both booked on the same show, you're on the same level technically.
Yeah, that's 1,000% true, I think.
Somebody said something to me, and they're like, if you're in a locker room and John Cena's in the same locker room and y'all are both working on the same show, doesn't matter if you're first on deck or last on deck, y'all are on the same level. Y'all are both at the same show working the same place.
Oh, and that's something I've said before, because, you know, some of these internet smarks like to go on about, well, this should be higher, this and that. And I'm like, do you realize none of that matters to them? Yeah. Whether you're first on the show, the pre-show, the last show, you're still booked.
As long as I'm on the show.
Yeah.
Because if I'm on the show, I'm making money. And I get to do what I love. I get to entertain people. Mm-hmm. I get to go out there and unapologetically be myself. Mm-hmm. Get you to boo the crap out of me, which I love every second of it. I really hate it when people cheer for me, like, genuinely. Like it's a weird thing. I thoroughly enjoy being booed and hated more than I enjoy being liked.
And yet he's my friend.
Like in real life, yes, I do want to be liked, and I'm genuinely a nice guy. But man, you let me flip the switch and I go full bore character for you.
I've seen it.
I could give two shits less what you think of me, and I'm gonna let you know it, and you're gonna like it whether you want to or not.
Well, that's again, as you were so told, it doesn't matter 5 stars, 12 stars, none of that matters. Is the crowd into what you're doing?
And granted, obviously, even as the bad guy, I've got to do that stuff tactfully too, because at the end of the day, I understand that without fans, I am nothing, because fans are the ones who get you booked places. Because when your fans are out there and they're scouring and these promoters go, who do you want to see out here? Well, hell, I hope to God somebody's out there screaming my name, because I probably didn't see that post, right?
We're not live on Twitch.
What?
You're not live on Twitch.
What?
Hold on.
I don't know. Did we
hold on, brother.
Too long?
I don't know. Hold on, let me
It
check.
says
I
you're
just
live
got
for me.
Yeah. I'm concerned because we were supposed to have.
I'm getting an ad, but
yeah, I did
your
too. Really? Are we an ad? Do we get ads?
Yeah, test, Digi.
Yeah.
Weird. Or maybe it's something telling us that it's time. That could be it.
Oh no, I'm about to be sacrificed.
No, never.
No, I'd sacrifice him.
Sacrifice is a paper.
Not in my watch. I'll turn around, or actually I'll go like this.
We won't do it on your watch. We'll do it on your chair.
Yeah.
Dad jokes.
Just not my 2 chairs from the 2 pay-per-views.
Yeah, because that's a thing.
That was a bitch.
Protective of those chairs.
Yeah, that was a bitch taking the one home from Seattle. So I will tell people, if you ever go to these shows and you travel and you're like, oh my God, how am I going to get the chair home? Okay, on Amazon, I bought these extra large moving bags and they fit perfectly. I checked my luggage in. I checked that in. I'm like, I don't care. It's cheaper than me mailing it home. $30 came out, nothing, not a scratch on it. Nothing. The bag is in good condition too, still. So yes. So
I know why he thinks the channel's down.
Uh-oh. Well,
Twitch.
Well, you know what, guys? This is probably where we wrap it up.
Yeah.
So, Artemis, where can we all find you?
Well, all my social medias are currently, and I hate that I'm about to say this, as long as I'm not, hold on, I got to make sure that I give you the right thing. I'm sorry.
Oh, that's okay. No.
My brain don't brain sometimes.
Well, you only had a couple of hours of sleep.
Pro podcast tip. Get yourself something like OBS on your system, run a virtual camera, and put your socials on the bottom. That way everybody can see them.
I did not have time to set all that up.
Well,
I was going to, but...
Am I going to have to start assigning your wife? Yo, Julius L. Cairo's in the chat.
Julius. But yeah, you can, to answer your question before I squirrel again, I'm sorry. It's Steven Tyler FXE. You can find me on all social medias there. In case you couldn't tell, I love FXE and I'm ride or die for these guys right now. And we got a lot of cool stuff coming up very soon. So like seriously, go if you have it and you haven't, go follow FXE. They're on Facebook, they're on YouTube, Twitter, Instagram, TikTok. Go and give them a follow. So that way you can see this pretty mug in the very near future, hopefully entertaining you.
Yay!
Well, and also to point out on FXE, because they have a YouTube channel, the last couple of yearly classes, they've been running YouTube shows to show you who the next talent is. And that's also where we can see Artemis even working the ring.
And that, just caveat, that's on a kind of a pause right now.
Is it? I was noticing that.
Yes, it's been on pause for a minute. There's been a lot of changes happening behind the scenes. So a lot of things have had, like, and one of them, yours truly, Pat Dooley. He's doing the thing with School of Morton now. He was one of our big dudes on that YouTube program. I'd like to give a shout out to our original director, Brad Owens. He is currently director for CCW here in Nashville. You can find that on YouTube. And I would suggest checking it out because you'll be able to see your boy, Colby Carter, Nashville's own Colby Carter. You may have seen him on AEW. The code Colby Carter, because he's got a couple of different ones. Nashville's own Colby Carter. The code is mostly what he goes by. The code Colby Carter. You can follow him. Also Twitter, absolutely great. Love that guy. That dude. Yeah, he was that dude that I was telling y'all about last week. So for anybody who missed it, sorry, I'll wrap this up real fast. Yeah. He's the dude that when I first met him, I thought he had been doing this longer than I had. And he looked at me and he goes, "Oh yeah, I've only been doing this like 6 months." And I was like, okay, somebody's punking me here. Ain't no way you've only been doing it 6 months and you're already just this damn solid with everything. Like, I got in there and I locked up with him, and I thought I locked up with somebody who had more experience than me. He's one of those dudes. I'm telling you, you gotta watch him because he's gonna, like, that. He's just gonna skyrocket.
Hey, Artemis,
and
I have a request for you. Sorry, I have to interject here because I want to put you over, my man. Your social media, Sam Tango Echo, Steven Tyler. Spell it out.
Tyler.
Spell it out for us.
Capital S T. What are you searching on?
We're not searching. We're having it for the audio.
Audio. Got it. All right. Capital S. Sorry, everyone. Capital S T E V E N. Capital T Y L E R. Capital F, capital X, capital E.
Awesome. Because, we want to make sure that, you've come on our show, you've put up with our shenanigans. We've asked you a lot of hard stuff. The least we can do is put you over, and we were honored. And I'm speaking for me. I am honored that you came on our show.
Dude, I'm so happy y'all had me.
Anytime. Anytime.
Yeah, man.
Pop in. Let us know.
Because look.
There we go.
Hey. Look at that.
That producer man?
That is producer man.
Producer man.
Thank you.
Oh,
so
see,
sweet.
Yes.
Yeah.
And then,
y'all need to watch the vids now.
Yeah, huh? That's what happens when you don't watch the vids and you're only listening to the podcast.
I'm sorry. One more thing y'all made me think of.
Oh, no.
I'll get it out real quick.
We're good.
I went to training last night, right? Whole bunch of new cats there. I walk in and so many of them are like, "Oh, dude, it's so good to meet you. Blah, blah, man. It's so cool to meet you. It's so cool to meet you." And I'm like, how do you people know about me? Like, and they're like, "Dude, you're like essentially the guy here." And I'm like, no, I'm not. I'm just a guy and I train here.
There you go.
But they're all like, "We saw the YouTube series." I had forgotten that it existed, to be honest. So when people, like, these new kids come in and they're like, "Oh my God, I saw you." And it's like, I'm just a dude. Like, it's a weird feeling because I'm not used to it at all. It's such a weird feeling when things like that happen. it's the same as when you have that interaction with a fan outside of a wrestling event who recognize you, and you're just like, this is cool, but also this is really, really awkward for me because I don't know who you are.
Yeah. Right.
I was initially a guest for Amanda, and I'm like, dude, I am such a huge Amanda mark. And she's like, who are you?
Gilly, who are you? Yeah.
Only the
I'm a lot of
coolest
haters.
dude ever.
I'm like, I have
Yeah.
a lot of haters that I do know. Shout out to all of you. 'Cause I'm still,
Hey,
still
You
here.
gotta have haters, because if you don't have haters, are you really winning?
I always win. So yes. All I do is win.
Win no matter what.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So
Exactly.
we are at the wrap up.
So, Digi, where can we find
Yes,
you?
ma'am.
Where can we find you?
Medusa here. I don't do social media. I hate social media because every time I read a smart, it pisses me off.
Well, unfortunately, that goes with the territory, brother.
Yes, ma'am. I will. I'm making a promise. Hand over my heart. I will make sure that I get social media handles.
You don't have to have one. Don't make me pressure you. The best one, if you're gonna do one, is Instagram, because you don't see people fighting on Instagram. Okay.
Okay, that's fair.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I wouldn't have X if I wasn't a wrestler.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Fair enough.
But in honesty, it's one of those things where like there's a big community of them on there, so kind of have to.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, my other thing too is that now my timeline is filled with people bickering about wrestling and Psycho Instinct fans. I'm just saying.
Look, if it wasn't for Rebby Sky, I would never check X. She's got no chill, and I love her for it.
Yeah. She does. Yes.
So,
yes.
Artemis, we do a thing here when we go to last call, because that's where we're at, where we, instead of focusing on the negative, we like to think of the positive.
Mm-hmm.
So we do a nice little toast to the things that we're looking forward to, or to good things, happy feelings, things of that nature. Mm-hmm. I normally make Amanda start because it puts her on the spot and it's fucking hilarious. Miss Host, come on, adult, you have to tell us what you're thankful for.
Okay, this week I am thankful for a couple of things. There's been some fucking really great wrestling from places that you're like, what the fuck? Are you stepping your game up? I don't have to mention who that is. So, but thank you with that. Also, I'm excited about this, but is it this week? No, next week. I get to see West Coast Pro, their 5th anniversary. I'm really excited about that. Kenta Kobashi's going to be there. Yeah, I'm excited for that. And what else? Oh yeah, and then I'm excited for I can't wait for this one, but at Full Gear we're getting MJF versus Jay White. And I love me some Jay White. So bang bang gang, guns up. Yeah.
Blade Runner, baby.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Niner
and
gang.
I wanted to switch the cardboard switch blade. What do they call them? Card blade. Yeah, I wanted a card blade. They sell them, but I'm like, I ain't paying $40 for some little fucking thing. So yes, but that's what I'm excited and it's positive and happy for.
I am thankful that we had Artemis and that we had such an active conversation. I think if you were going to watch an episode 1, this is that episode 1 to hear some real. I think a lot of people needed to hear that. I am thankful for the independent wrestlers. You guys breed that next generation of talent, because if it wasn't for the next generation, we would have no generation.
Exactly.
And I am thankful for Missouri, because while they didn't train you well, they trained Artemis Watley, and I look forward to seeing what you do in the future. All right, Artemis, your turn. What are you thankful for? What are you looking forward to? Tell us.
Man, what I'm thankful for was first and foremost being able to come on here on Wrestling on the Rocks. It was this was a lot of fun. I mean that from the deepest part of my heart.
More than one?
I have two.
Oh, okay.
Like this was a really cool experience, and I loved every second of it. Some other things that I'm really thankful for: my wife and my kids, my driving force, and one thing I'm really thankful for: FXE Federation. This is not for another person. I just want Federation X Entertainment. It was not for the other person. It was for this. And the fact that Crush Live is coming soon.
Ooh. Ooh.
We'll have to keep an ear, and when it goes live, you're going to let us know, right?
Oh, absolutely. I'm letting everybody know. This goes back to that whole promotion thing.
Mm-hmm.
I'm ride or die for these dudes, and I see Crush Live being something great. So I haven't been doing indie shows at all. I've been saving the debut of Artemis for Crush Live. So
whoa, nice.
After that, that's another story on whether or not I'm about to just go off everywhere. But very, very soon, looking closer and closer by the day. I don't want to give anything specific because I don't have anything specific.
Yeah.
If Amanda goes to AAA, remember Venmo at Ref Marsh. That's for our inevitable point where we're going to have to pay the ransom.
Yeah.
It's somewhere. Buy an Amanda t-shirt, embarrass the shit out of her when she goes to things because that's just hilarious.
Oh, shout out to Willis because Willis, he wore the purple Wrestling on the Rock shirt, and I was just
love it.
Yes, I did. I was like, oh my gosh. And he even asked me, he's like, when are you coming with my own t-shirt? I don't know, folk.
It's in design. It is in design.
It's not even in design yet. So
yes, it is.
What do you mean? Yes, it is.
Yes, it is.
It is.
Uh-huh.
Okay.
I'll show you proof before it goes live, but I talked to a friend of a friend.
Uh-oh.
Digi has many friends of friends.
I know he does. Yeah.
Just when I think he's run out of friends,
he has more.
His friend has a friend.
Oh, Jesus. Yeah.
This is my job, for those of you that don't know, as the co-host. I have to go out, beat the pavement, find the old ladies in the crowd.
Oh, boy.
That's what I got to do. I got a story to tell you after the fact, but
hey, dog, that was my demographic for the first 2 years of my career was women from the ages of 35 to 55. Yeah.
Well, I will tell you, the women of that age, yeah.
They buy that merch.
We're a powerful demographic, let me tell you.
Oh, yeah, they're definitely a powerful demographic of getting me yelled at when I go home.
Yeah, sorry.
Why did she say, ooh, take your shirt off to you? Because I'm wrestling and I was taking my shirt off.
Oh, your wife would be out. Oh my God, why is she talking about your peach? Why? Yeah.
I love my wife, but she's done that just to be joking at times.
I know.
I love it.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So, last call, boss, everyone.
Everybody.
Thank you.
Thank you for joining us. This is last call. Cheers.
Cheers.
Oh my God. Thank you, Steven Tyler, for coming through on an episode 1 to be our drinking buddy on my birthday.
Hey, producer lady here. Thanks for tuning in. Continue to support us or buy us a drink by following and putting the I in subscribe on Twitch. Or subscribe and review our podcast on Apple Podcasts or wherever you listen to us. Cheers.
I would never have a drink with wrestling